My nationality is Afro-American.
What is freedom?
Freedom is black power.
What is black power?
Black power is...
Do you know what black power is?
No.
Well, then you should. What is your nationality?
My nationality is Afro-American.
What is freedom?
Freedom is black power.
What is black power?
Black power is...
What is your nationality?
My nationality is Afro-American.
What is freedom?
Freedom is black power.
What is black power?
Black power is...
Do you know what black power is?
No.
Well, then you should never make any statements if you don't know what they mean.
I'm sorry, I don't know.
All right. How old are you, young man?
I am 4 years old.
You're not 4, Aaron. Now you tell me your right age. How old are you? How old are you?
I am 4 years old.
Are you sure you're 4?
Yes.
You're gonna let me turn you around and tell you you're some other age? You're 6 years old, Eric.
No.
I can't hear you, Eric.
No.
Are you being frightened by me?
No.
I'm the teacher. I said you're 6.
I am 4 years old.
All right, then. You stand up for it, then. You shouldn't be weak. You stand up and say it. You ought to scream it in my face if I try to tell you different, right?
Yes.
Have a seat. Stand up, young man. Are you a Negro, Travis?
No.
Are you a flunky, Travis?
No.
What are you?
I am black and beautiful.
And what else are you? Are you a boy?
No.
What are you?
I'm a man.
What kind of man?
Black and beautiful
Or
man.
what kind? Are you an old man or a young man?
Young man.
You, young man, you come here. You're a Negro.
No.
I am your teacher. You are a Negro.
No.
Suppose I threatened to beat you, what would you say? Aren't you a Negro now?
No.
What are you?
I'm black and beautiful.
What is your nationality?
My nationality is Afro-American.
Suppose I had some money in my pocket. Suppose I gave you $1 to say that you're an American Negro. This is money now. Money talks. Money talks. This dollar. And if you don't say it, you don't get it. You're an American Negro, aren't you?
No.
You won't have any money. You know you need money, don't you?
Yes.
You need money to live, don't you?
Yes.
All right. All you have to say, Leon, is that you're an American Negro. Aren't you an American Negro? Are you an American Negro?
No.
What are you?
I'm black and beautiful.
What's your nationality?
My nationality is Afro-American.
Very good, man. Keep it up. Go sit down. You had to think about that a minute, didn't you?
Yeah.
What is good, my people? We are live back again with another live broadcast. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be on this one real long. I just saw some, that I wanted to address, and I'm gonna put it out there. I know it's just me, you know what I'm saying, and I'm on a suicide mission right now, you know what I'm saying. But I've seen enough and I've had enough, and I'm ready to de-negrofy more than I already have, you know what I'm saying, and I'm ready to take the next step, And I'm not gonna lie, I was still making excuses to, watch like basketball and stuff like that. But after what's going on with my brother Kyrie Irving, and whether it's fake or not, I don't even care at this point. You know what I'm saying? After this, I'm not even watching it no more until it's a black league. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, this is the opportunity. This is what we're talking about, whether this is real or fake. You know what I'm saying? This is them sitting here trying to break this brother, you know what I'm saying, which would be representative of us, and it's this attachment to all of these things, like, it's the money. The players aren't gonna stop playing, people ain't gonna stop watching, but you know what, what I'm saying, call them straight, canceled. I ain't trying to watch basketball no more. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna get my support, and they don't care about my one viewership. But you know what I'm saying, this is where we're talking about where we want to be, either free and do the things that we know that we need to do, or we don't. You know what I'm saying? Either we are going to, because like I said, there's not going to be a perfect person. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to stand up for the brother that's at your job either. You know what I'm saying? But until we have that cohesion, until we are on the same page, you know what I'm saying, then we are done. And I know me personally, I'm not watching, what I'm saying, basketball no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm done with it. And I hope as many people as possible. And if just imagine if the players was like, yo, now hold on, this is going too far. You are condemning a black man because his beliefs, and most likely the part, you know what I'm saying, about black people being Semitic. And right now it's a thing about ego or whatever. But let me show you why I'm on here, because then I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna put it in the chat if anybody comes in here. I'm not sure if anybody gonna come in, but I don't really care. So let me put the link in the chat, and you can come on here if you want to. But okay, so let me I'm gonna start with this one. You know what I'm saying? Because even after $500,000 and all of this stuff, they still had to suspend Kyrie Irving because he didn't bow the knee enough. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I don't even care if this is fake or not. This, even if it's fake, this is set out here to be an example of how we supposed to be bowing the knee. And every so often we gotta see a black man broken down, you know what I'm saying, apologize, not be able to stand on his beliefs, his religion, or whatever it may be. And I'm not a Hebrew Israelite or nothing like that, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, even if we all was, I don't know if we would all be on the same page. But that's the only way that this kind of stuff is going to, what I'm saying, work. Because look, this is their leagues and stuff like this. But the leagues don't work without you. And it's not just the players, but we could start with the players. But of course, they're not going to give up their checks, you know what I'm saying? Whether they would agree with them or not. But it's also the people who are spending their money all the time. Now, they can keep going. They can have an all-white league if they want to, you know what I'm saying? And you literally have the talent. You literally, like Bakari be saying, we are the resource. Now, are we going to be the resource or not? But no, or are we just gonna bend the knee because they can offer you some, you know what I'm saying, pieces of paper that have people on them that would have killed you? But this is the mindset that we have, that we're on. But this is the golden opportunity in front of us, you know what I'm saying? Or are we gonna stand up, or are we gonna just sit there and complain? Because this is the same group of people. It's not even hidden no more. Most people know the truth about what's going on. Most people know the truth about them. You know what I'm saying? And they still try to do these things, you know what I'm saying? But let me play this. Now he's saying he is a Semitic. Why would he call him? Why would he be anti-Semitic if he thinks that he is a Semitic? And most likely, we probably was speaking a Semitic language before we had got kidnapped. You know, with the shysters and their role playing as far as financing slave ships and their role as slave owners and their role with the Wall Street up in New Amsterdam. You know what I'm saying, quote unquote, and their role funding a lot of stuff in the insurance companies and all of this stuff. That's a lot of the ways how they got their wealth to be most of these owners in these leagues in the first place. Now they're trying to say he finally issued an apology. Now we heard what he said yesterday on the apology that he gave, because he was like saying, oh, I love everybody this whole time. And that's one thing I'm saying. It don't even matter if you're saying that you love everybody. They don't care. They don't care how much you love them. But we got to be like, oh, I love everybody now. You know what I'm saying? But you see here right now, this is a great example. You know what I'm saying? Because as much as you say that they love you, they don't give a damn because they ain't love you. They ain't gonna apologize to you. They ain't gonna say nothing about the anti-blackness to you. They ain't gonna break off none of that reparations money that they got from the first quote unquote black president. They ain't gonna do none of that stuff for you, which shows their anti-Semitism. You know what I'm saying? It shows you how they feel. If that's how they feel that somebody should respond to them, then when they don't do that to you, that shows you how they feel. So they're literally displaying, because they feel like this is the level that you have to be at when you do them wrong. If you say that, yo, I think that I'm a Semitic person and black to Hebrew, you know what I'm saying, which has nothing to do with the shysters, you know what I'm saying. He's talking about his own heritage, and they probably really ain't like the part when he started talking about that anti-blackness. They probably really ain't like when he started talking about African and how Semitic languages is tied in with Africans and history of blackness involved with it. But no, they got to make him bend the knee because they don't care if it's I have friends or none of that stuff. They hit you with that stuff because you accept it, but they ain't trying to hear none of that. They're like, nope, I have the pieces of paper with people on them that would have killed you, and I'm gonna hold it over your head, and you won't be able to eat until otherwise, which is goes back to you not willing to do what it takes. But you also could be in the black. This is Kyrie Irving. You know what I'm saying? You can name all of the best players. I know they try to make that white boy Luka the best player ever already. You know what I'm saying? But hell, you can add the biracials to this league if you want to. I mean, Jesus Christ. Since y'all want to add them to everything else. Yo, what up, bro? Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming, bro. I appreciate you. He didn't add that in there. He did that. And just to let y'all know. Now, this is literally the same thing he said the other day. You know what I'm saying? He was like, look, I'm not going to apologize, you know what I'm saying, for my heritage, for me looking up, you know what I'm saying, my religious beliefs. He believes in Yahweh. He named his son Elohim. Named his son Elohim. I'm not going to apologize for that, especially if I name my son that. You know what I'm saying? I'm really not going to apologize. And like he said before, the parts that were untrue, like the Holocaust, because he literally named the Holocaust part. You know what I'm saying? Now we can dig into all of this stuff or the Hitler quotes, but in the words of Khalid Muhammad, you know what I'm saying? He said, I visited the Holocaust Museum and I tried to separate Hitler as a freak of nature from the rest of white people. But looking at our history, it's hard to separate Hitler as a freak of nature because there's a little bit of Hitler and a lot of white people and a whole lot of Hitler and a whole lot more. You know what I'm saying? And y'all probably say this is quote unquote whatever hate speech or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But they trying to buck break my brother out here for his religious beliefs because he thinks, and I'm not a damn Hebrew, you know what I'm saying? But this is the part about black people being on this quote unquote code, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not religious, but I will stand up for a black Christian for standing up for his beliefs, but they're saying it's anti-white because let's be real, they're saying it's anti-white because that's who they are. They are white people from Turkey somewhere, you know what I'm saying? And they're trying to say that saying anything about your pre whatever days is anti them. But who cares about them? Everything they do is anti us. They are in a position that they are in by being anti us. And when he brought it up, all they do is go right back to the anti-Semitic, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what up, my brother Guy? Listen to this. He was gonna get $500,000 to the ADL. Keep your money, Kyrie, and give that to a black school, which is way more needed than some whatever who's already getting reparations. Because last I checked, they ain't break off no reparations to help with no black school. Talking about some black and their unity. You know what I'm saying? Because they always like to do that. And every time that something happens, they try to be like, oh, anti-Semitic crimes is up 24%, which probably like one person got punched in the face by a white boy somewhere in, you know what I'm saying, Arizona or something. And then they try to equate it to what's going on and the things that they participate in because this itself is anti-black culture because Kyrie believes himself to be anti-Semitic and these people feel like, well, you know, I guess any other any Semitic people that aren't white or you know aren't human, so therefore they can't be included into anti-Semitic, which proves that they are the most anti-Semitic just by saying any of this stuff. Yo, what up, Matron? What up, Bakari? So they trying to say that these shysters refuses money, but you know they're gonna try to get that money. You know they're shysters. Let's be real here. They said they're trying to get that money somehow, but you know they acting like oh we don't even want your money, which is good, Kyrie, because we want you to put that money back into the black community. You know what I'm saying? Let's try to work with this guy. He's a lost Negro, but this Negro we might can save. He can play basketball really well, you know, but he just needs to shut up and dribble. You know, we don't need him talking about no Negro history. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Lord forbid if you had read, you know what I'm saying, the secret relationship between blacks and Jews. Oh my God. He should actually post that up next. You know what I'm saying? Said Nike just dropped them. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know, there you go. Like that's the brand that we ain't rocking no more. You know what I'm saying? You remember when they did like I forget who jersey they was burning. You know what I'm saying? It was a black player and they just kept burning their jerseys or burning their Nikes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Which was dumb as hell. But you know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you to burn it. I'm just saying save your money and let's start looking up black shoe brands if they exist. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's on the internet for right now, maybe we can invest it so much that where they can open up stores into our communities. You know what I'm saying? But all I'm saying is, as long as we just like, oh well, you know, they got Kyrie too. But let's watch the game. Who won the game last night? You know what I'm saying? That's some slave mentality stuff right there. You know what I'm saying? You ain't never gonna get free as long as you're gonna stay on that slave mentality. Let me hurry up though. Let me hurry up. Now you know what's crazy when somebody dies, they be like, you know, grievances to everybody involved, including the family of the killer or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But do you think they're gonna get in a damn apology? I wonder if even Amber Geiger apologized. She got a damn hug and forgiven. I wonder if she apologized. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure. But that's a whole nother thing, because he only just said some stuff about Black history that in his mind, you know what I'm saying? Because he was talking about Black people, you know what I'm saying? And this is what I'm saying, right? It's that Kaepernick, or I don't know if Kaepernick is going. He has a little bit of that adopted mentality. I don't know if he's a mulatto, but he's definitely adopted. All right, so say 5 games, maybe longer. But there's new details, and Kyrie Irving must fulfill before he's reinstated. Right, so these are things that he has to do, right? And I'm gonna just play it though, so we don't have to read. And reading is fundamental, y'all, but it's easier right now. Look at this communication between this shyster and this non-shyster and this, I'm gonna say Filipino. Look at this Filipino right here. You know what I'm saying? See, now they got their Stop Asian Hate bill, because I know the cookout is flooded. All these people that's in the cookout is starting to speak out too. You know what, y'all? I didn't invite the Black people. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had to beat around the bush. I said no. You know what I'm saying? To the people that were saying all of this crap. But you know, we're gonna have to look at who we invited to the damn cookout, because I know y'all are gonna be like, and do yourself a favor and say he's Filipino. And when you see him in the street, call him that. Oh, my bad. Thank you, matron. Yes, sir. Yes, sir wasn't even good enough in this situation. I'm sorry, y'all. I wasn't playing the video because I was showing y'all this is details that he has to do, and y'all didn't hear it. I'm sorry. This is about the communication part between the shyster and the non-shyster. All right, so this is the Filipino dudes. There's a shyster, a non-shyster, and a Filipino. You know what I'm saying? This one may be at the cookout though, so we got to look out. And I get it. Y'all don't have to correct me, but do yourself a favor and just realize this is a Filipino. I don't know why the sound is not playing. They keep doing that. Hold on. All right, y'all let me know if there is sound.
Between Adam Silver and Nets owner Joe Tsai. What has transpired between Adam Silver, Joe Tsai, and the Nets in order to decide who governs this situation with Kyrie Irving?
Well, I think one of the bigger points is who Kyrie Irving was talking to, which is neither Adam Silver or Joseph Tsai. I mean, Joseph Tsai was at a point after the story after his first tweet came out. Okay, when Kyrie Irving tweets out the anti-Semitic film, Joe Tsai essentially condemns him the next day on Twitter.
All right, so there we go. That's the Filipino dude. Y'all see the Filipino dude. Okay, we're here now, so we can keep going.
To condemn this is not this is not what we want for our organization. And Kyrie Irving doesn't talk to him. He sends a text message, doesn't respond to him. All the communication.
All right, the non-shyster, right? The Filipino, and the commissioner of the NBA is the shyster.
Between the Nets and the league, and Kyrie Irving went through his agent. And when you're having a story like
Now, mind you, the shyster, right? He ain't include you in his reparations or whatever, and this Filipino dude ain't include you into the Stop Asian Hate thing. You know what I'm saying? But we include them into our talent so they can get billions of dollars while they pay you. You know what I'm saying? Like the $40 million slave kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Which is ringing true right here.
like this, when you have in this conflict where two statements have now been put out by Kyrie Irving, where it says the first statement was combining with the Anti-Defamation League. The second statement is what he put on Instagram last night. Those are written statements. But what he says in front of the camera,
All right, let's get to
try to give him I meant no harm. He was saying those things through his agent, but what he actually the opportunity that they had to have a healthy dialogue here, and they still haven't talked.
So they still haven't talked. How does that end? What happens now?
Well, they outlined in an email to his agent the terms of the suspension and the things that Kyrie will have to do.
Yo, MG2, I'm pretty sure you can guess the first thing he gotta do. He gotta get on one knee and be like, yes, sir, and then learn Filipino and say, yes, sir, and then learn Yiddish and say, yes, sir. I'm so sorry, sir. I know nothing about no Semitic. Is that how you say it? Semitic language? Because we's not supposed to know nothing like that. I hope the brother don't do it, but that's their first demand.
And the things that Kyrie will have to do to even be considered as a member of the Nets again. And in that email were conditions of it has to be a real apology, and it has to disavow this film that he tweeted out. This film is now #1 on Amazon in several different categories, so the impact of his...
By the way, you know what I'm saying? After they boosted it up, you know what I'm saying, it became the #1 film and everybody is checking it out. And most people was like, yo, what the hell are they talking about? Anti-Semitic, you know what I'm saying? And everybody can see the shysting that's going on. It's just that what is you going to do about it? Because right now the ball is in our court. They made their decision. You know what I'm saying? They're saying you got to do all of these things. Let's play all the things you got to do.
This film that he tweeted out. This film is now #1 on Amazon in several different categories, so the impact of his popularizing and promoting this film is felt far and wide. He has to very specifically denounce the anti-Semitism and the Holocaust denial in that film. Then he has to talk with Jewish and religious leaders about hate speech.
I mean, so he got to apologize, because even though he apologized like 6 times, you know what I'm saying? And the only thing he said is, now I'm not going to apologize for my blackness, and y'all should speak up about blackness. But he got to apologize about that. You know what I'm saying? Then he got to publicly condemn the film and say, this film is anti-Semitic. The whole thing is wrong. But you know what I'm saying? That he clearly doesn't believe that. You know what I'm saying? Then he has to, you know what I'm saying, say, you know, the Holocaust happened, and you know he got to break out some violins and, you know, explain away why, you know, how they was shysting everybody and people got mad at him and it was backlash or whatever. And I guess he can't even mention the Jews that was throwing the other Jews in ovens, because that would really be anti-Semitic, you know what I'm saying? But then he has to go to meet Brooklyn shysters, you know what I'm saying? By the way, the same Brooklyn shysters who I was just showing a video who broke a black cop's tow truck and told him to go back to Harlem, you know what I'm saying? So he has to go to them for a counsel or something like that. And then he can play in the NBA. And you know what? Even if he does, I probably never gonna watch that NBA again. You know what I'm saying? I came to a new level of de-Negrofication, you know what I'm saying? So I'm advancing thanks to my brother Kyrie Irving. So I support that brother, you know what I'm saying? I'm at a new level of de-Negrofication, you know what I'm saying? All right, so I'm gonna be real quick, y'all. If y'all want to come on, y'all can come on. But I'm gonna put the link in the chat one more time. But I just want to show y'all a couple of things around it though, because I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying, like as long as, because it's gonna be tough to get the players not to want to play, you know what I'm saying, because that piece of paper with somebody who would have killed us on them is enough for us to sacrifice our morals, our values, and you know what, most importantly, your freedom. Because you can't have a freedom of a religious thought. Obviously, you can't. You know what I'm saying? Now, we're not going to talk about the ones who really walk around talking about Jews will not replace us. because we're talking about other people will not replace us. But I wanted y'all to see what his teammate has to say, because his teammate, who is arguably one of the best players in the league, probably one of the best players of all time, and if he chose to take his talents away along with several other key players, you know what I'm saying, which would change the dynamic. But we seen what happened when the brother went to the White House, you know what I'm saying. But we're gonna give Michael Jordan a pass and all of that, and Magic and them a pass back in the day. But yo, I'm running out of passes to give, you know what I'm saying, because I ain't gonna keep passing it down to the next generations and stuff like that. You know, this shiesty stuff is about to come to an end very, 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 very soon. You know what I'm saying? That stuff can't live, you know what I'm saying? I'm dead serious. But look at my brother Kevin Durant, you know, speaking about his brother.
This situation, I mean, it just sucks all around for everybody, and hopefully we can move past it.
Have you spoken to Kyrie, especially since his apology last night?
No, I haven't.
Kevin, you've been playing a long time. Is this about as wild of a week as you've had in your career?
Yeah. I mean, this is the way of the NBA now. Media, there's so many outlets now, and that stories hit pretty fast now. So non-stop. But once the ball to the gym, so that's the cool part about being in the league. But once you step off the court, you know, everybody got the microphones out, the microscopes looking at you, asking you what you feel about it. So that's the difficult. But the game is the constant for us. I ain't here to judge nobody or talk down on nobody for how they feel or their views or anything.
Now he can't even stand up for his brother, because I can kind of tell. It's just my opinion though, but I kind of feel like he feel like they doing Kyrie dirty, but he can't really say that. You know what I'm saying? So he can always say is I ain't judging nobody. But it's black men. This dude is like 7 foot tall. You know what I'm saying? We got football players who's like 6'7", 290. You know what I'm saying? And will walk on eggshells because a 5'2" shyster, you know what I'm saying, gives them a piece of paper that somebody would have killed them on it, that's not even backed by something, and then go into the place that he's from and get the actual resource that's important, you know what I'm saying? And then it's okay because he can just go shoot at his thing, even though he has enough money and has been paid enough money. And those other millionaires who also do the same sport as him, to where they could be like, you know what, forget this. That what, like, you know, when the owner was talking about, you know, I don't want no N-words down with my girl on the sidelines, you know what I'm saying? They could have just said, you know, we got the best players. We could go do our own thing. We millionaires. We can fund it. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I guess the shysters would shut that down too.
Or talk down on nobody for how they feel or their views or anything. I just didn't like anything that went on. I feel like it was all unnecessary. I felt like we could have just kept playing basketball and kept quiet as an organization. You know, I just don't like none of it.
Do you feel the suspension is unfair?
I believe and trust in the organization.
No, like, I'm sorry, my brother, but the last thing he said when they asked him about, they were like, yo, the organization should have just shut the hell up, said nothing, let us keep playing. And I don't like how nothing went. And then the next question when they asked him, he was like, well, I follow behind the organization as a paid response. You know what I'm saying? Now, imagine if we ever get to the paid responses where, yo, I love me and I stand with my brother, and this basketball, all of this crap is not bigger than, you know what I'm saying, who we are and our identity, like the people that we are, the you know what I'm saying, society we create. We millionaires. You can't play me. You know what I'm saying? But let me play some else. Okay. Because this brother tried to kind of defend him or whatever, you know. If this joint ever stop playing.
Aid by his repeated failure to, this is a quote, unequivocally say he has no anti-Semitic beliefs, end quote. With Kyrie later issuing an apology for his social media post last week about a book and movie that feature anti-Semitic tropes. Kyrie had refused to apologize during a post. I'm Jewish, and to me, these are communities that are hurt and affected from my post. I am deeply sorry to have caused you pain, and I apologize. Now, I'm Jewish, and to me, once someone's... unless you want to do a deep dive into the subtleties of his own personal beliefs, including religious and sociological and political feelings, at a certain point you turn the page. To me, when the issue with Kyrie that we're really talking about here is Kyrie. Whatever other point you want to make, if a documentary quotes Adolf Hitler about the Jews as having some kind of wisdom, you should probably understand that's not something you want to amplify, even if there are other parts of it that you like. It would.
That was some real shyster stuff right there, right? You know what I'm saying? Even though it says the truth, because it has Adolf Hitler in it, brought to you by the people who be like, yo, TJ, that's what they call Thomas Jefferson, the rapist, murderer, killer, slave owner, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? These brought to you by the people who give you their history and tell you, you know what I'm saying? Well, that's just the way that it was or whatever at the time. And they feed this to you in textbooks as children, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, let's be real, they do this all the time. You know what I'm saying? But, hey.
So I think what people really want to know is, don't you understand that's disqualifying? And if people want to go down that path with Kyrie, have at it. To me, once he says what he said and released the statement he released, I would turn the page. I don't know if the page will be turned, though.
It seems like to me, and I look, and you know me, Max, I don't get caught up in all of the Kyrie pre-this conversations that he's had or whatever he's gone through with his issues. But it sounds like to me, just from an outsider, that he's apologized like 3 or 4 different times, it feels like. I mean, it also feels like people are looking for a certain word to make it an apology, right? Because he said, that clip that you just played, it sounded like...
That word is, yes, sir. I'd never say that again, sir.
To me, he said he apologized, that he hurt people and all of those things. Isn't that an apology?
He's asking.
Well, I can't hear you,
I thought it was a rhetorical question. Yes, it is.
No, I'm asking you.
Yes, to me it is. To me, that's not the issue. I think what people really want is they want to probe Kyrie to find out what he really feels about the whole thing, what's in his heart about it, how he thinks about it, and
but
Kyrie is doing.
It doesn't sound like he wants to give you that.
That's right. That's right. But furthermore, Kyrie, when he gets together with the attorneys or whatever it is and releases a statement, or the league, and the statement's fine, it's clean, you move on. If you then pursue him verbally at a press conference, at a practice, he may then also reveal something that you don't like. This can go on forever.
Well,
right?
Well, it feels like he's reacting in different ways because he feels like he's being attacked by it, right? And just looking at it from the outside looking in. But I just want to read the next line of his statement. He said, I initially reacted out of emotion of being unjustly labeled anti-Semitic instead of focusing on the healing process of my Jewish brothers and sisters that were hurt from the hateful remarks made in the documentary.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
That's
my Jewish brothers is the Hebrew Israelites, and my brothers and sisters the Hebrew Israelites, not the shysters, by the way.
What I said from the beginning, right? Like, I don't see Kyrie Irving as anti-Semitic. I see him exploring what is Black heritage in a completely other thought, right? There is a feeling, and I'm not saying it warrants like promoting that kind of stuff, but there is a feeling within the Black community that for a very, very long time, there have been a lot of stereotypes and depictions of Black people that have been rewarded and applauded in our society, that have gotten reposted, have gotten talked about, that people didn't need to provide that context. I'm not saying it warrants Kyrie to not give context from the beginning, which he should have, and properly articulated himself. But there is a history of that happening where it hasn't caused the same uproar from a lot of people. And I think it has a lot of people still disturbed in that manner.
Well, you mean like movies and Oscar award movies and things
exactly
of that nature?
What I mean, Key.
Yeah.
Yo, what up, Bobby? Buwana, yeah, I cried because when I went on the tour, I tried to say, in the words of Khalid Muhammad, when he went on the tour, I tried to separate Hitler as a freak of nature from every other white person. But when I look around, I realize there's a little bit of Hitler and a whole lot of white people and a whole lot of Hitler and a whole lot more.
Look,
and I'm not saying that makes this right at all.
But you have to.
It's a separate conversation.
By the way, one of Hitler's tactics was to get the people to shut the hell up and use propaganda and, you know what I'm saying, not let anybody speak against him. Wasn't that one of his tactics? But they also do say he was a shyster too. So
pent up frustration over time is understandable. But if you, particularly in this country, but if you want to point somewhere other than this, like Kyrie saying, I didn't make the documentary. Kyrie, no one's saying you made the documentary, but you did amplify it, and there's bad stuff in there. You'd have to.
he's saying they amplified it while they're promoting it on ESPN and all these channels all day, every day, making it the #1 thing. How many people you think would have watched it if they never said nothing? You know what I'm saying? Besides maybe like a few of Kyrie's followers or the people who already know about it. But the fact that they're promoting it and blaming him for them promoting it, you know what I'm saying? While shyster, I think he is, who owns Amazon, sells it, you know what I'm saying? And so he's also making money off that in a shyster kind of way. You know what I'm saying? It's the shysting all the way around. It's crazy.
Use an example from today.
I'm not condoning. I'm asking a question.
Yeah.
Like people amplify crazy stuff all the time. Rap lyrics, rap songs, videos that depict negative things. I'm not saying that it's the same thing, but I'm just saying like it's almost like a.
All right, hold on, y'all. I'm gonna skip it because I want to hear one more part.
For a lot of people,
you know, Black heritage and all of those sort of things.
Do you understand that something
he said Max was quoted in it? I don't think Kyrie Irving was speaking to that part of the documentary.
But that's right. That's why I'm saying what people really want to know from Kyrie is, Kyrie, do you understand that something like that is disqualifying, and whatever else you like about it, you shouldn't amplify it?
Max,
for example, Key.
He did say that from the beginning.
I was about to say, Max,
but it just didn't come out the way that already wanted him to say it.
As he kept talking, if you watch the press conference, what I was thinking is, oh God, if they keep asking him questions, he's going to start to say things in a way, not only the wording, but also the kind of attitude that.
All right, we're gonna go by shyster logic, y'all. By the way,
he's presenting it with that people are not going to like because he feels a certain way. He doesn't want to be made to apologize, and no one wants to be made to apologize. I would say the analogy would be this. If there was some pro-Jewish documentary, let's say, and I wanted to explore my Jewish heritage, but in that documentary, there was a quote or a supposed quote. It's actually not a real, but a supposed quote from the Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan about black people. And it was meant to be seen as a wise quote. There's wisdom in it. I would understand immediately. I'm not retweeting this because whatever else in it I think I might like, that's disqualifying.
Wait. So okay, we're gonna disqualify all the things with people who has this these kind of quotes in the book, no matter what they have in, which is mostly pretty much the history textbooks that we got at school that we had to learn from, because you know they love to quote good old TJ, Thomas Jefferson, you know, a lot of psychopathic killers, George Washington, all of them. And it completely disqualifies it, you know what I'm saying, because of what they say. The Constitution, hell, I mean, all of them, we heard what they say, you know what I'm saying? What is his name? Hamilton, John Jay, all of them. We heard what they said. So you're telling me that this disqualifies, because their Constitution says, you know, we 3/5 of human, you know what I'm saying? So going by shyster logic, then, you know what I'm saying, we got to disqualify all kind of records, documentaries, documents that has this kind of thing, you know what I'm saying, going by his logic, you know what I'm saying. So we're gonna go shyster, and well, going by that logic, you know what I'm saying, there's a lot of stuff that we can't listen to, you know what I'm saying. But you know, at this point, you know, these brothers kind of cop a plea or whatever, so I'm gonna stop it right there. Yo, what up, Ben Uko? Yo, and TJ Ross, what up?
What's up? What's up?
What up, Ben? How you doing, bro?
Oh man, I haven't been on here, but I've been on Fanbase off and on. But you know, again, you're just seeing everything taking place. So let me just come back in for a second. I just gotta log in my thing, and you'll see my face and stuff. Give me a second.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, don't they talk about George Washington, Andrew Jackson? You know what I'm saying? Well, they're gonna replace him with Harriet Tubman on a $20 bill. So, you know, we can't play the national anthem no more, because they told you better not take a knee to that. But that disqualifies the whole thing, because they did talk about, you know what I'm saying, killing black people in that. So you know what I'm saying, there is quotes in that we have to disqualify, you know what I'm saying, that which disqualifies this thing, you know what I'm saying. Said Ben will fall asleep. All right. Okay, so Ben, if you come back, you know what I'm saying, I want to show one other thing, you know what I'm saying, because y'all got to answer for some things too, right? So I'm gonna show one other thing. Let me just go ahead and show it. Because y'all do, I'm trying to show y'all what's going on at the cookout. These are the arguments we gotta have at the damn cookout, let alone like with the shysters. I mean, with who y'all letting in around here.
As closed quote. Joy, we had great conversations about this.
You know, I had to play this brother because you know what I'm saying, like he always tells you, you know what I'm saying, like it's like riding a bike, you know what I'm saying, like, hey, I'm coming up on your left, you know what I'm saying, and then I get like 5 meters away and you don't move. So I say again, hey, coming up on your left. And then so, you know, I get like 1 meter away, you still haven't moved. And then I say, hey, on your left. And then we just crash into each other, you know what I'm saying? And that's like racism. So I had to play this brother because he'd be having the brilliant analogies.
Do you like Kyrie Irving's apology?
No.
George Washington was a damn lying mug. He lied all the time, bro. To tell you he wasn't a liar is anti-Semitic. I'm telling you right now.
Which has been more damaging, what he has said or what he actually hasn't said. But Joy, break this down. Do you like Kyrie Irving's apology?
All right, y'all. All right. So we got to gather around the you know what I'm saying, the grill, and because we got the mulatto working the grill since we allowed him in the club or whatever. So let's hear what this mulatto got to say. You know what I'm saying? This black person, this mulatto black person has to say about this brother here. Or we might give this person a pass though. You know what I'm saying? Because I know we could get on black men and stuff, but you know we might give this mulatto chick a pass.
No, I could care less about Kyrie Irving's apology. I'll start by saying
no, it didn't. The axe actually broke. By the way, you think he would have had a black dude chopping down the tree? You know what I'm saying? That's how you know it's a goddamn lie. He probably ain't know how to swing no axe. He probably had a black man do it. You know what I'm saying? A black man chopped down the tree. You know what I'm saying? That's what they don't tell you about history, Bakari. It was actually a black man that chopped down the cherry tree. But I'm gonna let the mulatto speak since y'all love these people so much.
no, I could care less about Kyrie Irving's apology. I'll start by saying I'm absolutely enraged over the situation. So while I am presenting calm, I'm the opposite of that. If I feel angry, I am. I'm enraged that the black community is now divided and arguing amongst ourselves.
Ourselves? What talking about? You see what you started, Buwana? See what you started, Bakari? Ourselves. Come on. She has a white parent and a black parent, by the way.
About whether Kyrie is right or wrong. And if you denounce what Kyrie said, you'll be automatically labeled as anti-black. That's what will be under the responses when this is posted, is that I'm anti-black, which couldn't be.
So she already know what's gonna happen. She gonna get kicked. Well, I might get kicked out the cookout for calling this mulatto. So she might be all right. I might be the one getting kicked out. Go ahead, speak your mind, girl. I'm gonna get kicked out, not you.
Responses when this is posted is that I'm anti-black, which couldn't be further from the truth, but it will happen. I'm enraged that the Jewish community is now operating from a place of fear because of what Kyrie did. That misinformation has been spread. That
operating from a place of fear because of what Kyrie did. They're attacking this brother. Yo, he said, yo, I have the first one, he's like, yo, I got Jewish friends, you know what I'm saying? I was just looking up a thing about Yahweh, you know what I'm saying? And I intend to teach my son Elohim, which is the name of his son, you know what I'm saying, about the true heritage of black people, you know what I'm saying? You know, because we wasn't always slaves. And then that wasn't good enough. So the second one was like, yeah, I recognize, you know what I'm saying, the things that, you know, may have not been true, but I still also, you know, appreciate the heritage of our black people. But I don't agree with the Holocaust being fake and the shyster stuff and other shysters in the oven. I don't know how many got, you know what I'm saying, cooked or whatever. But, you know, I play basketball with shysters, so I'm good, you know what I'm saying? But that wasn't good enough, you know what I'm saying? Well, so I give you $500,000, you know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying, even though my community don't really have schools or, you know what I'm saying, hospitals or, you know, like food banks or, you know, like clean water, you know, that could actually go good in Jackson. Mississippi or, Lawrence County, Alabama. But, I'm going to give it to the Shyster community who are already getting reparations from the first black president, mulatto president who we invited to the cookout. But, what I'm saying, it was Kyrie's, actions that made them react out of fear, says this mulatto chick.
It won't be able to be taken back. And the NBA is now dealing with this as the #1 story surrounding their league, a league that has done tremendous work to advance the conversation around race relations in this country, to have empathetic race and diversity conversations, who encourages diversity and progress, voting, hiring black.
Is this what the hell y'all talk about at the cookout now? Because I got kicked out because I said something about mulattoes. So y'all talk about diversity at the cookout now? Y'all got Filipinos and biracials and, and all kind of Asian people and all kind of, Arab people at the cookout. This what's going on. That's what's been happening at the cookout since I've been going. Diversity talk.
Black coaches, hiring black staff, promoting their players and the platforms that they use to help the community. And none of that is being talked about. We are now talking about Kyrie and anti-Semitism. So it is enraging that this has happened, which is why I don't have any use for his apology. He had 7 days to do what he did yesterday. 7 days. We're all adults. If we're friends, if I said something or posted something that truly deeply hurt you, and you came to me and said, this hurt me, here's why, here's the damage that this caused.
Okay, mulatto chick, it hurts me that you think that black people couldn't have spoke Semitic languages, or that looking for the truth of our heritage, or me practicing, him practicing the Hebrew religion. It hurts me that you think that that means that I don't like white people, because apparently, black people, we love y'all. We say yes, sir, all the time. I play basketball all the time. So it hurt me deeply that you would call me anti-Semitic. So how you feel about that? Mulatto chick.
This is hurtful. If it took me 7 days after doubling down multiple times, saying that you have an army around you. I don't want to misquote him. I'm only going to get stronger because I'm not alone. I have an army around me. If I said,
that is against the law. Black people are not supposed to be in groups of 2 or 3 or more. Speaking of army, oh my goodness, I'm surprised they didn't, do Kyrie worse. Especially speaking up against the shysters. Lord have mercy if we ever had an army.
Said that to you after you told me that you caused me harm. Would you have any respect for me? Would you think I was your friend? Would you think that I was a kind, empathetic person?
No.
No, of course you wouldn't. No, it's a rhetorical question. Of course you would not feel that way. And if after something catastrophic happens, or I was suspected.
So I wonder why I don't invite the mulattoes to the damn cookout, because they don't feel that way, right? She didn't give a damn that Kyrie was hurt by being called anti-Semitic. He thinks he is Semitic. So how could he be anti-Semitic? Whether it's fake or not, this is a buck-breaking process that we are witnessing, and they're going to run him through the ringer so that us regular Negroes and other rich Negroes that even think about trying to step up outside the line, we know we're going to need that shyster. We know we're going to need that money, those pieces of paper that's not backed by anything with people faces on them that would have killed us. We know that we need it so much that we would sacrifice our dignity, our beliefs, our religion, our language, our friendship. Anything is, worth giving up for those pieces of paper with people on them that would have killed us. And who's better than to tell us than this mulatto chick?
Suspended from work for what I said. If I then apologize to you, you would think of it as inauthentic. I'm a 35-year-old woman. I'm uninterested in words. What do you do? What are your actions? And that's also what's enraging, because Kyrie does a lot for the community. He does a lot. He has done a lot of kind, empathetic things. And we can't focus on those things because he continues to derail it with things like this. So the apology does absolutely nothing.
Y'all did see the black side come on, so I'll give y'all that one. The black side tried to come on, but the other side quickly was like, but we can't focus on any of that because he did one thing wrong against some white people. Some white people got mad at him. But that black side did almost come out, y'all. So maybe we'll talk about it. We'll talk about if they can come to the cookout.
Nothing for me.
I love what you said. I will say.
Yo, what up, Hardcore? Yeah, y'all said a whole lot. Is there media? Buwana says, there media. Who do y'all think they will have on the show? Yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But you know, who you think, what do you think I'm having on my show? I try to tell y'all all the time, you know what I'm saying? What do y'all think I talk about on my show? You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to keep being in that. How are they hurt? You know what I'm saying? Hardcore, how are they hurt? Well, you know, if black people actually, you know what I'm saying, have the audacity not to just bend the knee all the time, you know what I'm saying, and actually do something for self, it would kind of hurt them economically. And I don't really care how much, you know what I'm saying? I just care how much it would benefit us, you know what I'm saying, to be honest with you. Yeah, you don't watch this? Yeah, they're not going to open the conversation up, but that's what shyster stuff is supposed to do. That's how you shyst. Why would you give other people, like, even these platforms, you know what I'm saying, could be taken away. They may leave me with my platform, you know what I'm saying, just so they can hear what I say and probably like keep tabs on me or whatever. But I don't really care. I mean, I'm not saying nothing that's like wrong, or, you know what I'm saying, this is the American way. Self-defense that's what they spend the most money on, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, the things that we say are true, but they're not going to talk about that. So, but yeah, they do probably leave it open just because. Nkige says a shyster money grab scam. The only people they go after are rich black men. Notice the pattern. You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, anybody that'll make a good example, in my opinion. Yeah, they do read from the same script. They're not coming on the show. One came on my on Guy's show one time, you know what I'm saying, but he quickly ran up out of there. He didn't want to hear about the banks and he didn't want to hear about Hitler and none of that. But let me play him because this is important, you know what I'm saying? Because this is something that most people aren't saying. And I do got to give this brother credit right here for what he's saying in this part, you know what I'm saying? So let me play this.
To counter that, I like the apology because it was given. He didn't necessarily have to give it. I like the apology because it was given, because truth be told, it is easier to convince Kyrie Irving to say 7 words, I'm sorry, 7 letters, I'm sorry, than it is to convince Kyrie Irving of why he should be sorry. You know, when you're talking to a kid, when you're talking to a child, they push somebody.
Wait, now I don't co-sign that whole first part. I don't co-sign this whole first part. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to apologize for your religious beliefs. They don't apologize for theirs. They think they're the chosen quote unquote people. Even if they don't believe in it or don't, they're gonna stand on that particular ideology because they know that it empowers them. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm not with this whole first part. Yeah, I don't know what the hell he's talking about now.
On the playground. Well, I don't know why I need to be sorry. It doesn't matter. You hurt somebody, say you're sorry. Right. And at this junction in time, Kyrie Irving, I will not call him a child, but he is operating out of a place of ignorance where I think hopefully further in life he will understand why he is ignorant. Now, to continually back half of Joey's point.
That brother is not ignorant. I don't agree with the flat earth stuff, but that brother is not ignorant.
I actually don't think Kyrie Irving is intentionally malicious. Why? Because in March of 2020, Kyrie Irving donated 17 pallets of food to a Native American tribe along with $15,000. Yeah. In May of 2020, Kyrie Irving donated $323,000 to Feeding America. In July of 2020, Kyrie Irving donated $1.5 million to cover the WNBA's lost wages. In December of 2020, Kyrie Irving paid for the tuition of 9 HBCU students. In January of 2021, Kyrie Irving bought a house for the family of George Floyd. Kyrie Irving's track record shows that he is not necessarily intentionally malicious.
Now, this is the only one I heard actually say the things that brother has done. You know what I'm saying? He has helped the Native American community. You know what I'm saying? The Asian looking ones. You know what I'm saying? He has helped the Feed American homeless thing, but he has helped 9 HBCU students. You know what I'm saying? He's helped George Floyd's family, the things that he believe in. And I have seen this brother, you know, not whether I agree or not, you know what I'm saying, I have seen him talk about, you know what I'm saying, trying to empower black people, you know what I'm saying. Now, I'm not a Bible person or, you know what I'm saying, or Hebrew Israelite, I should say, you know, but I've seen him try to uplift black people, you know what I'm saying. And that's the first person I have said that the positive things that he done.
But that doesn't tell the whole story. Because unintentional malice is the worst kind of malice, because then you can't convince the person why they are actually in the wrong.
Let me tell you something, Buwana, right? In the 90s, right, in New York, and there was a whole riot behind it. A shyster was in a funeral procession and drove up on the sidewalk trying to catch up and hit and killed a young black boy and severely injured a young black girl. The shyster ambulance pulled up, ignored the black children, and helped the other shyster and pulled off. The black kid died, you know what I'm saying? The young boy, you know what I'm saying? And they blamed the black community for what happened after that. No apologies. They said this other shyster who got killed as a result of the black community being tired of all the shysterness that was going on. You know what I'm saying? As a result, another shyster got killed. You know who they tried to blame? It was the black community. These aren't your friends. They try to bring up two shysters from the 60s, you know what I'm saying, as the only example they can give of them ever trying to help. But when you actually look up their community in the South, they was completely against it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, like Khalid Muhammad said, you don't know why they were there, and I don't know why they were there, because they were doing something at night. You know what I'm saying? Some wild stuff. You know what I'm saying? But that can only name those two people. But they will tell you this fake allyship. You know what I'm saying? But this is how they really feel. All of the things that you have done, all the things that you have said, it goes out of the window. See, for us, you can murder us and we'll forgive you. Them, you can, you know what I'm saying, literally, you know what I'm saying, raise them from the dead, teach them how to bathe and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Stop throwing the baby out with the bathwater, and they'll punish you for it the minute that you don't fall in line with them. I mean, I'm just saying, one person at the bottom, one person ain't. I'm just saying.
Because they don't actually realize that they are in the wrong. Yeah. So I would be remiss if I did not state my personal opinion is that Kyrie Irving is not intentionally malicious. However, that's actually the worst kind of malice, because then you cannot convince Kyrie Irving why what he is doing is in fact wrong. Shady, I want to hear where you stand. Heard where Joy stand. You know where I stand. What do you make, and did you like Kyrie Irving's apology?
Yeah, that was a great point. That was well said. I actually do. I accept and I agree with his apology. I just think that, so I had a chance to interview Kyrie Irving, the I Am Athlete.
How long did y'all sit down for? How many hours did y'all spend?
Well, we sat down for 2 hours, but we hung out for about 4 hours, right? And just getting to know him a little bit. Kyrie's the type of guy, he does a lot for the community, right? Him and his foundation, all the things you named and more. I think the thing with him is, I don't think he understands, the room. When I say that, as far as, it's a lot of things that he believes in, right? He reads tons of books, he researched. I know he had the thing where he tweeted or Instagram, the documentary, but even going that far is he believes in a lot of different things. So, for example, he talked about his mother, how, he did the research on her background and found out her culture and her tribe, right? And South Dakota, all these different things that I probably would never do. My mom, this is my mom. But he's a different guy, and the things that he really believes in, he actually believes that. So the one thing about, especially with athletes, especially a guy like him who is big into research and everything, for example, he may say something or do things, and you don't know how it will affect somebody else, right? You don't know how it affect the community or a race.
All right, yeah. We don't need it. All right, that's enough of that. Yo, what up? Yo, Ben? Yo, what up, Bakari? Either one of y'all hear me? Yo, Ben? Bakari, if you talking, you on mute, bro. All right, I guess they I don't know. I guess they must be doing some shyster stuff themselves.
Okay.
Yo, what up, Bakari?
What's going on, man?
Not much. What's up, bro?
What's
going on? Yeah.
Oh man, I just, since I stand with Kyrie, I could tune in, because I stand with Kyrie Irving. So, no more of them damn Nikes and nothing like that. I respect Kyrie. I don't agree with, some of the stuff that he say about his beliefs, because I don't believe it, but his beliefs don't bother me. They're his beliefs, and everybody had that right. So, he believe he's a descendant of people that's in the Bible. I don't know about that documentary. I haven't watched it. Won't watch it. Shit. The guy's on YouTube. If y'all want to see some of the stuff that he been doing, he got a channel on YouTube called Hebrews to Negroes. And I watched some of the stuff he did on YouTube for about 15 minutes. But you know what? But Amazon can sell it and profit from it, have you rent it out, and nothing is said about them promoting what they call anti-Semitic, right? But they say Kyrie is anti-Semitic. Look, every black person has a right to be anti-white if they choose to. With everything we've been through, you have that right to be anti-white. Shit. That's my thing. I get it, Mike, man. I just want to come on here and speak. I'm out and about. I just want to come on here and speak. I'm going to listen.
Yeah, for sure. Yo, you're definitely right. Yo, what up, Hardcore?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Not
I'll tell you, man, it's the usual story. They pay these people a lot of money, have them come out here and get overly sensitive about things. Mostly phony events, mind you. And, but when we want to cry, nobody cries for us. And these Negroes on TV and media that's highly paid, they don't even put half the energy into defending us as they will defend their masters, because their masters pay. You know, these people going above and beyond. That ain't enough. Suspend them, end his career, all that kind of stuff. I'm like, man, at the end of the day, I'm glad a lot of people are realizing the man didn't even say anything. So what? He posted a book or a movie. People repost and retweet crazy ass videos all day, every day. Nobody ever says, "Oh man, you like seeing two women twerk while making a cake? You're disgusting." Nobody says these things. They just say, "Oh, we know it's a joke. We know you didn't make it. You're just showing people." I mean, what? They're not even getting on the creators of the film, and they're not even saying whether it's true or not. They keep talking about the anti-Semitic people are anti-Semitic, but yet they don't even prove that they're Semitic to begin with. That's what you got to start off with. Prove that. But see, they don't want to take it that far. That's why they try to shut people down before you get to that conversation. And then when it comes to the World War II situation, you know they don't want to have that discussion, because I'm not going to lie. I grew up watching Channel 13 in New York, which is a PBS station. And I'm telling you, it was nothing but brainwashing show after brainwashing show about the H that had the cost in World War II. Every other month, that's all you got brainwashed with, images. But see, here's where they messed up. They kept showing it over and over and over again. Part of me, you know, I used to feel like, oh man, that's messed up. I used to feel that I had to feel like whatever they supposedly went through was worse than what I went through or our people went through. Because every time we talk about what we went through, it's shut up and stop complaining. When it's them, it's like, oh man, the pain, the hurt. You know, it's like crazy. So it's like after a while, they kept showing the images over and over again. And after a while, I started suspending the narration of the show. And I kept asking myself some questions. Now I ain't gonna get too deep because I know how things are on YouTube. But I just started saying to myself, how come they keep showing the same images over and over again? Number one, who filmed it to begin with? Number two, how come he decided to do it when he was losing the war instead of when he thought he was about to take over the world? Two, how come I don't see 60,000, let alone 6 million? They never show that. And more importantly, how do we even know who those people were? Because there's nothing there to really say that these people were who they claimed that they were. And even the ones that they show, how do we know they didn't have disease? Because there's videos on YouTube, if they're still up, that show that what they claim happened in ovens and gas chambers did not exist as what they claim they were. But I don't want to get too deep into that. But the main thing is, even though I can, but you know how it goes. But the main thing is Kyrie Irving didn't say anything. This is a prime example of how the media, their media, can create a problem that never was. Now he's the pariah, the Nets, owned by a Chinese man. And I didn't realize the general manager was a small hat. I think he's from Australia. Because my main concern was, I'm like, how the hell he get the job?
I thought they said he wasn't though.
Well, that's what they say. His last name is Marks.
Oh, that's another one too.
Gotta be named Marks. Australia, they deep in Australia. Like my man mentioned Crown Heights earlier, that was Australian small hat. His brother. So he was like, okay, well, he has to do even more. I was listening to the radio today. Rosenberg, Hot 97. So he tried to sound like a nice and friendly small hat by saying, I can accept his apology, because he didn't really say too much. So these are the games they play. But then he's like, if they really want to do something, what they should do is have him sit down with me and Ebro. And here's the interesting thing. I want people to hear me when I say this. Here's a really interesting thing that I got out of what Rosenberg said. He said, Ebro, and this is his exact words. He said, Ebro is a black Jew, and I'm a Jew. And I was like, hold up. Ebro, number one, he's half white, half black, and his white side is the Jew side. But you hear the racism? He calls Ebro a black Jew. And he says he's a regular Jew. What the fuck is that?
As a shyster. He said he's not quite a shyster. But he's a full-blown shyster. That's the shyster talk, though.
Now you see how they both got the job running Hot 97.
So let me ask you this then, Hardcore, because I know you didn't really want to say it, but are you saying the Holocaust didn't happen? It was like
okay. Well, I don't want to say it out in the plain words, but you know, because.
But you say the slave trade didn't happen in plain words. You can say this.
Well, no, you know how it is, but nobody's gonna shut you down over that, though. You know what I mean? But yeah, since you said it,
yeah, that's why I want you to say it. Not to shut you down. You're on my channel, not to shut you down. But I'm saying because you can say it openly about black people.
Well, yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're saying it wasn't real,
right?
Okay.
And the evidence is there, and the primary evidence is the lack of evidence. that's the main thing, because if you hear all of them, they all say how can you say that? My grandmother died in the event. And I say, motherfucker, if all of you people's grandparents died, how the hell did you get here?
Yeah. Well, let me say this though. You know what I'm saying? And because I don't know, to be honest with you, I don't really care enough to whether it was real or not. But what I will say is though, they do have a history of doing things. You know what I'm saying? Where they would get kicked out of a country. And I wouldn't necessarily say that it would be far-fetched for somebody to want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to say that's anti-Semitic. But what I'm saying is, you know, like I'm just looking at history and what they've done and then looking at the shysting they're doing to us right now. You know what I'm saying?
And, you know, that's another lie, too. That's to throw people off to say that they've been kicked out of countries.
They was kicked out of Spain, right?
Yeah, but so were the Moors. But it's mainly because of the Moors and they were trying to introduce Christianity.
But
that's what that was about.
But when they got kicked out of Spain, like a lot of them went to like the Dutch, like Amsterdam or whatever they call
it. Yeah, and Latin America.
Yeah.
Which is quiet as this cat. People don't realize they run that.
Yeah, I ain't denying that. But then they came to New Amsterdam, right?
Yeah, and Spain took over the Netherlands for a little bit too. Italy too. A lot of people don't believe that they got Italian ones with Italian names. Like that that guy that used to be the conspiracy theorist. He died. I think his name was Russo. I forgot his first name, but it was one of those Dan or something like that. they're everywhere. They changed their names. They got every kind of appearance. Like that guy that Tiki, whatever his name is, Wakiki, whatever his name is. He directs some of those Marvel movies. That director, he's
Yeah,
like
I
a
don't know.
Polynesian type of guy, but he's a small hat. So, I mean, this is their plan is so crafty, so slick. It takes great dedication to do what they do. I gotta admit that. Only a few groups I see on this planet that can compete and who are competing with what they do, because you got to be dedicated. Those are the East Indians and different Mongol Asian groups.
The East Indians, though?
Yeah, because they know how to, man, I'm telling you, these East Indians, they know how to churn out that money. They get paid.
Do they got weapons?
Well, I did shows on their military, and most of their weapons they buy from abroad, but they do produce a few of their weapons, but they ain't really nothing that could really deal with the high-powered armies. But I'll tell you this, India's army is strong enough. They got China shook. So they must have a little something. I don't know if it's the population that got them shook, but China ain't crossing that line because they got high tensions on the border. And China ain't trying to fuck with them.
Yeah. Well, but anyway, at the end though, like I know who don't got weapons and who they will mess with, you know what I'm saying, and who will apologize, you know what I'm saying, and bend the knee. Now, I ain't gonna lie, like I probably won't watch basketball no more just because of this. I'm not even gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it just proves their power. And most of us knew what was going to happen anyway, because it's been happening before. And you notice how they went harder on Kyrie than they did on Kanye.
You think so?
I think so. I think part of it is because Kyrie still plays. You notice the thing that they kept saying on the radio over and over again was his career could be finished. So that's why he apologized. He didn't want to lose his money. But then on the other hand, they were saying he has enough money where he doesn't have to worry about losing any more money. But see, what people forget, these guys get 40 million, 50 million a year, but that's taxed. So they're not really getting that. They're getting about half.
Yeah, not only tax, we see how easily, you know what I'm saying, that money is fleeting. And people have such lifestyles like where they're not, I ain't saying all players, because I seen a football player that actually took his money and created a black, it wasn't a hospital, but it was a clinic in a black neighborhood in Chicago, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it is some athletes, but unfortunately, too many of them have like $10,000 water bills, you know what I'm saying?
Probably more than that.
Right. And then you get caught up in that life, you know what I'm saying? And now, like, I don't know if you saw KD body language. He act like he probably want to get traded or whatever. They saying they're gonna trade him and all of that stuff now.
Oh yeah, they got on him too. They said he wasn't specific enough in putting down Kyrie Irving, and they were all vague in their answers on Kyrie. I'm like, man, what Katie said was more or less what I would have said. I'm tired of hearing about all this shit too. That's what I would have been saying too. I mean, come on, how you gonna try to throw him into the mix?
Yeah, I feel you, but like at the same time though, like we are like, yo, it's always gonna be this way as long as KD, because KD is one of the best players. Kyrie is one of the best players. Like, but even if he don't like, he probably agree with Kyrie probably low key, you know what I'm saying? Because he be saying some wild stuff too, you know what I'm saying? But he ain't gonna be able to stand up for him, you know what I'm saying? And he gonna just go out there and play like everybody else, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna have to keep bowing the knee if these players ain't willing. They all millionaires. They could put their stuff together and do their own thing. They're the talent.
That's true. But I got to point out something else. A lot of black people have been saying these basketball players make these small hats money. And if it weren't for the basketball players, the small hats wouldn't be making money. But I got to correct people. And I'm talking about Afro Think Tank in particular, because he's the one who said it. You got to understand, they had money before the NBA got started. Like Donald Sterling said, his money, he makes it possible for black people to become multimillionaires by playing sports. meaning if we didn't have the talents for sports and entertainment, they wouldn't be making it possible for us to earn nothing close to that lifestyle. And that's the only reason why we got it.
Yo, but that I understand what you're saying, but I don't think what he said is true though. Like I understand what you're saying because like, they're shysters. They've been shysting for thousands of years. They have money, you know what I'm saying? That's why they got into positions that they're in. I heard somebody say like, who else has money just to throw away, just to become a, you know what I'm saying, throw away $1 billion just to become a team owner, you know what I'm saying? And you know,
who threw it away?
Well, I'm not saying throw it away. I'm just saying has money to just spend to where they could be like most of the league, like team owners. You know what I'm saying? The shysters,
Yeah.
like the commissioner is a shyster. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they own all the money. That's why. And see that's why I keep telling people to go back to that clip, Donald Sterling Clippers setup, because Sterling, fake name, of course, Tokowitz is his real name. He made a hell of a profit off of that once most pitiful franchise in the NBA history. And it's still almost the most pitiful franchise next to the Sacramento Kings. And he made, I think he pocketed over $2 billion in profit after the sale of that team. And that team got sold to another small hat with a whole lot of money. I think he's worth 50 or 100 billion or something like that. So it stays in their hands.
Yeah, that's how, and like, you know, even like, because even though some of them may not be religious, that's how their religion works, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I say religion as in the way you practice, the way you live your life, you know what I'm saying? They are trained to treat each other fairly, you know what I'm saying, but deal with each other, and you can do whatever, you know what I'm saying? They're supposed to sell and do business with each other, you know what I'm saying? They live by a certain kind of code, you know what I'm saying, which allows them to stay in these spaces, you know what I'm saying? But the only thing I disagree with is that, you know, because we are the talent, I think that we could have the leagues, you know what I'm saying, if we had faith in ourselves and each other or whatever. And I think that even with our money, like, and it's just that people want to be like living, like watching cable so they can watch NBA and all of that stuff. I'm not saying nothing about air conditioning and plumbing or nothing. I'm just saying extra, you know what I'm saying, stuff that we can not do with, like, not, you know what I'm saying, have to deal with. But I'm saying, like, we could have those leagues. Our leagues was definitely popular. Like the black leagues was always better. You know what I'm saying? You telling me you can watch an all white league or all black league, and
You know,
most
blacks are gonna be. We make it the most popular. Most popular sports are with the most blacks. But the problem is now that these NBA players are getting $50 million a year, if you had your own, do you really want to make $2 million a year or $1 million a year?
Yeah,
they ain't ready to do that.
Yeah, that's the truth. That you're right about that. But what I'm saying is, like, and we don't even have, like, we're short sighted because, you know, like, it's gonna be a lot of white people that watch the league too, just because they want to see Negroes play. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to eventually grow that to where they are like 50 making that kind of money. Just like before, like they was playing the players like nothing until like Michael Jordan and them came along and started making enough revenue. You know what I'm saying? Are you telling me like in the black league there's not going to be a Michael Jordan that comes along and does the same thing just because the owners are black? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, there will be, but black people aren't prepared to take the hit because the rap music controlled by the small hats over the last, I guess you could say, 25 years since Diddy did what he did, showing off Bentleys and stuff and private jets. It makes rappers and black guys think, oh man, I haven't arrived until I got a Bentley. Even though now you can go get you a Bentley for 30,000 to use one if you had the money, or some are 50,000, so you can get that, but the insurance is going to be high. But it's all the repairs, but you can go do that. So, and we see my man Dwayne in the chats. He keeps talking about the big three. A lot of black people keep talking about Ice Cube and the big three. When that big three first came out, I told black people, I said, stop falling for the okie doke. I looked it up. I said, you see, the small hat is the primary owner of the big three. Ice Cube is the minority owner and the face of it. That's the same business model that they do. Small hat own, black front man. You see that with hood stores. You see that with a lot of businesses you see in black hoods. And big business, same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, that's actually, the NAACP model, you know what I'm saying, where it's run by, shysters, and then there's blackface. But like I heard that it became a black owned league. Is that true?
That you heard it became? No, I still got the small hat. He was the primary investor. It's like Jay-Z with the Nets. They had him go out there, act like he was a big shot. And then when I saw the ribbon cutting ceremony or the groundbreaking ceremony for the stadium, they didn't even really deal with Jay-Z. You saw small hats up there that you never heard of when they were promoting that stuff, talking about we did this. And then they called Jay-Z a drug dealer, a former drug dealer. I said, damn, they humiliated the man at the spot, and he didn't do shit but smile. Because what else is he gonna do?
Well, he said the next could go 0 for 82 and he'll look at you like it's gravy. So he said, Bwana said, you remember the N1 league? That was black, right?
I'll be honest with you, I don't know who owned that one. I thought it was a white dude, but
Probably it might have been white dude. I wouldn't be surprised. But that's what I'm saying though. Like yo, all these players are like millionaires. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, LeBron James, like if he wants to, he's like set for life if he wants to. You know what I'm saying? But he's only rich. He's not wealthy because they could take it away if you say something about a small hat. You know what I'm saying? Obviously,
yeah.
but that's the thing though. Like, and that's why they won't do it. But it's not also on just the players though. You know what I'm saying? It's on the people watching. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, it's just a suicide. It's not being a martyr. I'm just committing suicide. If I start watching basketball, who cares? You know what I'm saying? But if a whole demographic start watching basketball, I mean, it may not kill them, but it may do something. It may do something. But especially if we start watching our own stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like even if these
that's
players
the
get
thing.
together,
If they might ban us from getting a TV contract, because that if you get a good TV contract, that'll keep you going. But if you don't, then you're gonna be discouraged.
I mean, you think so?
I mean, that's how it works because that's guaranteed revenue with the TV contracts. Then even if you don't get enough seats, so that's the thing. Either you get the TV or the seats. Now, if you get the seats without TV, then God damn it, you got a good thing, a great thing.
And do you think, like, especially a black league, you know what I'm saying? Do you think they'll be able to get the seats though?
It would have to be priced in a way that black people can better afford.
I agree with that.
Because, a lot of these, I've been to a football game, man. God damn. I saw the prices of these tickets. I said, God damn, man, you better off watching that on TV. I mean, damn.
Yeah, my sister went to a game, like she was up in the nosebleeds and it was like hundreds of dollars. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's crazy. And she go to Commanders?
No, Baltimore.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say Commanders might, that's one of the more valuable teams. So they probably got high price tickets too. Like the Giants. Well, the Ravens probably, given their success, their tickets probably, yeah, like you just said, this costs a lot. But see, another thing too, you look at East Indians and the Asians, aside from them being smart and knowing how to play the game and the fact that they get left alone, the other important thing is that they got their own internal economy or support network among themselves. So that way, like right now, suppose if the small hats were to pick on the East Indian and say, oh, the hell with this, they're insulting us. We're not working with these people anymore. They have a financial support group among each other that can support each other, independent of what the small hat does to them. See, we're dependent upon the small hat, whether we know it or not. And they made it that way.
So you saying we should like start practicing like what they're doing, like as black people?
You got to do that. That's how the Asians, you look at the Chinatowns, East Indians, they kind of mix in white neighborhoods, the upper class, and all that kind of stuff. But even out in those wealthy areas, they still got their own little gas stations and little stores. And not saying that that's their primary moneymaker, but I'm saying that's their network. The little motels and all that kind of stuff. They got a network going on. So if the small hat were to shut them down or to try to dent them, they could still survive in this country among each other. They already do that anyway, because whether it's a 7-Eleven, there's a Domino's with Indians in it, I see nothing but mainly Indian customers. They make sure they go there and help them out. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, no, yeah, I wanted you to say that because I wanted you to sound like you sound close to Malcolm X out here right now. So I'm glad you said that. But no, I got like 2 more questions to ask you. I'm not sure which order, but I'm gonna ask you this one first. You know what I'm saying? And this is kind of off topic, and then I'm gonna bring it back on topic to end it. You know what I'm saying? My question is, you know what I'm saying, and this may be a little bit weird, and I'll probably get backlash for this. You know what I'm saying? Now, I think, right, the East Indians, they're a little bit too easy because, you know what I'm saying, like, you know what, it'd be harder, you know what I'm saying, like Somalians, you know what I'm saying, that's a little bit harder because, like, they're mixed with non-black Arabs.
Well, not according to them, but now I did a show, and the funny part is, out of all immigrant or ethnic groups in the country, they said the Somalis are the worst off out of everybody financially in this country. I thought that was kind of weird. But they are gangbanging in the Midwest.
Nah, I ain't trying to bang on Somalis. I'm just saying, like, they are like mixed with Arabs, you know what I'm saying?
I know I had a Somali on my show. I don't know if you were on that show. He said long ago they were coming from, where did he say, Jordan or somewhere? But he couldn't name them. He just said that's what, obviously there must have been some kind of mixture because of the hair, and the facial features, but less so than Ethiopia.
Yeah, and I'm only saying that because East Indians is a little bit too easy, you know what I'm saying? They definitely not black, you know what I'm saying? But them days hard.
They are black. They're black as hell. Some of them are really black.
Some of them are straight white, you know what I'm saying? Most of them are mixed.
Yeah, mixed. Just like any when you look at Africa, mixed. East Africa, North Africa, even South Africa.
But the mixed ones and the black ones is what I'm saying. But I'm just saying that group is the hardest one for me.
Yeah, but see, that's the key thing, though. See, even though they got I even call it racism in India, discrimination. When they come here, they go to any white country, hell, any African country, and the Caribbean. Yeah, I'm sure they set up shop in Latin America too. They stick together, they play within their network, and they take it over. That's why you look at the African country of Mauritius. They took that over. That's in effect an East Indian country in Africa. And they're taking other things over too.
Yeah, but they're East Indian though. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but they still took over.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that they didn't, all I'm saying is just like, as far as like the conversation about black, you know what I'm saying? That's all. And I probably got in trouble messing with you for even saying that. I probably shouldn't even brought it up, but
I'm saying, see, what I can't understand when you talk about Africans, since you're, into the African stuff too, how come they can't at least learn the small hat economy? See, apparently the East Indians, they studied it. Because again, these groups, Mongols, East Indians, and the small hats, I said this before on shows well over a year ago. These people are great at math. That's why it's easier for the Mongols and the East Indians to follow and learn the small hat economy, because they're good at math.
Yo, but that's the thing though, like, and this is like kind of proves it though, like about black people globally having similar qualities. Because I don't think that black people aren't good at math or science or anything, you know what I'm saying? But I do think we are bad at loving everybody, you know what I'm saying, and welcoming everybody in. And we don't have the same heart as the Shysters have. Our God, no matter in Africa or America, you know what I'm saying, no matter if it's Jesus or whatever kind of whatever, our guys always say that our guys accept everybody, love everybody, and we're not going to shice anybody. You know what I'm saying? And we believe in doing things the right way, accepting people in our communities. You know what I'm saying? And building, while everybody else got a cutthroat mentality. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's true for black people in America, in Africa, in the Caribbean. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where it's been our downfall.
It's good that you brought up religion because that's a part of the whole equation. East Indians, they have mysterious Hindu and Sikh religions that most people are unaware of. That's another way that they are able to score and do what they do because most people are oblivious to their culture and their languages. So they're like, hell, I don't even know what the hell they're all about, so I ain't gonna worry about it. But there was I think it was a Hindu temple in New Jersey, and I been to it by mistake. And then I later looked it up because I saw it. I'm not gonna lie, the shit looks spectacular. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. The shit looked out of this world, definitely out of this country. It looked like some shit that you've never seen before, never will see, and never thought you'd see it in this country. And the whole area is the homes and stuff, East Indians. But I've later looked it up. They said that was the largest Hindu temple in the Western Hemisphere in New Jersey. And once I saw it, I could believe it. And I said to myself, I wouldn't doubt if they asked everybody to chip in to build that. And they got it done. Now we chip in for some guy there, Tariq Nasheed, and he brings us a liquor store.
I mean, yo, that's the dysfunction of us, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's a little bit more than chip in. I think they do chip in, you know, like we talking about shysters, like their diaspora, you know what I'm saying, whether they live abroad or not, put in on this Israel thing, you know what I'm saying? And they all, no matter where they are around the world, are going to stand on that, whether they believe in the religion or not. Like, look at Vlad, you know what I'm saying? He act like he don't believe in none of that shyster stuff, but the minute that you say something about it, he's gonna stand up for it, you know what I'm saying? And that's how they stay on a particular thing. But we can't do that because we separate ourselves like individually, you know what I'm saying? Because it's the truth, like black people globally, like, because they didn't do it all of asking, like, because it seemed like for some reason black people have this sense of morals that nobody else have, and people will trick you, steal, kill, lie, and cheat to get the things that they get, and also do regular business. We don't do none of it, you know what I'm saying, including the regular business, you know what I'm saying?
But see, these Indians and these small hats, they have a culture, common culture. And now the Indians got different cultures. To the outside world, they look similar, except for the Sikhs. Of course, they stand up. Those Sikhs got a lot of money too, but they all stick to each other. And at the end of the day, they're all Indian, even if they're all separate, but they're all sticking together. The small hats, they stick together, even though they're not even all the same race. But see, when it comes to us, we got these Caribbeans, we got these Hebrews, Moors, Nation of Islam, Orthodox Islam, Christians. We got so many different things pulling us in different directions. That's why there's no common cause. And blackness, so we think that's the common cause. But apparently that's not the common cause.
Why not?
Because that's not the common cause for everybody else. If you really looked at those small hats, like I said, look at the synagogues. You can see them on YouTube. Some of those small hats, they got looks to them that you never seen before. You'll say to yourself, how did they, if that person is walking down the street without wearing a small hat, religious gear, how would the next small hat even consider them to be their people? I've seen some pretty dark ones. Very dark, non-white. I'm like, man, this is wild. How do they keep track?
Yeah, but they are sure that the black ones don't get in.
Yeah, I mean, once I see a clearly black Israeli prime minister, maybe things might change. But you know that you heard of B&H Photo store?
No.
Yeah, well, that's the store that Sinetta would normally go to when he's going to buy his equipment, which of course he's not buying too much of anymore because the money's slowing down. But that store in Manhattan, it used to have, it's a Jewish small hat operation. And years ago, you would go in there. That was all who worked there. Small hats and black small hats. But then I guess people must have been complaining because that's open discrimination when you only have one type of people there. The only thing you could say, well, we got some black ones here too. That's supposed to be your diversity. Everybody's a Jew, but you got black and white ones. There's nobody else working there. But now they got others working there, Hispanics. But they're all at the lowest levels than everybody else. They're managers and supervisors and stuff because, you know, they ain't having nobody mess with their money. I admit that operation, that's a serious operation they got going there. Serious.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't even be mad at that though. Like if I wanted to start a business and hire black people, it ain't because I hate nobody else either. You know what I'm saying? Because we need, you know what I'm saying, work in our community, and I'm a black person. I'm gonna hire black people. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't get mad at them for that. I'm just saying like that's something that we definitely need to be practicing. But you know, speaking of that, you know what I'm saying, because I'm not a Hebrew either. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely would stand with the brother Kyrie Irving. You know what I'm saying? Now that we talked about their unity and the small hat unity and the unity that we need as black people. Now, are you gonna keep watching basketball?
I'll be honest with you, even with football, I haven't really been into it that much this season, especially after the Super Bowl and the way that was fixed. So I haven't been too excited.
Man, Tom Brady ain't do it for you?
Well, no, he didn't do nothing. He's not looking good this season.
No, I mean as far as fixing it, like Tom Brady, all them fixes for Tom Brady wasn't enough.
They tried to fix some games for him a few weeks ago, but they didn't work out too well. But basketball, again, you know, you had the theater, the Udoka, and the Draymond Green punch. Now Udoka is supposed to be going to the Nets. Now Kyrie Irving, you got this controversy. I'm like, I mean, is it designed to sabotage the Nets because of the owner's Chinese, or I mean, what's going on? You know, when the owner used to be Russian, and he was probably a small hat, they did everything possible to make him a prime contender. Then when the Chinese man takes it, now they can't even get a season together with their top people. Something ain't right. And if I were Kyrie Irving, I wouldn't want to play on their team again. You call me unfit, and I ain't even do nothing.
Yeah, black players shouldn't want to play in the league, but they're gonna do it though. And I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't be surprised if Kyrie Irving apologized and do all the things they want him to do. But even still, like I wouldn't even feel right watching, you know what I'm saying, basketball no more. I haven't watched football in a while after just looking at the way that it went down. Not for particularly Kaepernick or whatever, but I'm just saying they was like with that slave or the owner kind of stuff, the way they was carrying it, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I couldn't even get into it no more, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I haven't really been into football for the last couple years. Now I'm like, I probably won't even watch basketball no more. But it's a suicide mission because y'all gonna keep watching it anyway.
It's hard to get it out your system, I ain't gonna lie. But because even if you take a year off, you're gonna come back to it after a while because they're gonna hype the next man up that's coming up, the next big thing. And then you might tune in just to see what that guy's all about. But
I'm gonna be like the Jordan people. I'm gonna be like, nah, Kobe the best ever. I don't even need to watch basketball no more. You know what I'm saying?
But I just don't like the way it went from nothing to. But you see how the media got on him. When it's Kanye West, it was a different situation. It's like, okay, he's speaking the truth and all that kind of stuff. But when it's Kyrie Irving, this guy, he hurt us. All this kind of stuff, this bull. I mean, it's just outrageous. And Kyrie, but like I said from the beginning, Kyrie should have said when he first, that is, I believe it's all theater, but what he should have said was, all I did was retweet it. I didn't even look at it myself. I put it on there. I know it's going to be a controversial thing, and this Kanye West thing came up, and now you want to get on that. Truth be told, I don't even have anything to say about all that. I'm a basketball player. You're here to ask me questions about basketball, the game we just played. That's all we need to be concerned with right now. He could have left it at that. No matter how much they kept on bugging the hell out of him, just keep saying it's all about basketball, what you got to say. But of course, they bypassed that. But it's really to teach other people lessons that you upset us, you tell the truth about us, we're coming at you.
Yeah, and yo, that's why I'm even talking about whether this is true or not. Like, this is set out there to be an example of, like, I'll say one of your favorite terms, a buck breaking example. You know what I'm saying? And that's what this is, meant to be. And that's why I wanted to kind of get your opinion on it too. Like, because I heard what you were saying earlier on your video. You know what I'm saying? I was listening to some of the stuff that you were saying, and some of it is interesting, but.
I said that before before they said that he was going to pay the $500,000, which I don't know if I heard on the radio that, or by somebody, they said that the ADL rejected his $500,000, and somebody said, well, that might be cold for they want more. so I'm like, if I'm getting suspended, I'm gonna be like, the hell with that 500,000. I ain't giving it up now.
Right. Yeah, I ain't paying nothing. Yo, they tried to on the news thing, they was like, oh, well, the shyster was like, oh, we're not accepting that $500,000 because your money is no good here type stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know how they try to do it.
Yeah, well, I give it up to but see, that's the other thing too. See, to prove that they're sorry, they always got to give up some money to a organization, which is usually small hat conceived and small hat run. It's just putting it back into the pool. They never give it up to the common people. I wish Kyrie Irving would open up an account with that 500,000, start cash apping random people until that shit is all gone.
Yo, fact, random black people at that too. That
yeah.
I would actually I would give it to random Hebrew Israelites just to be funny. You know what I'm saying?
Then they really say, "Uh-oh, now he's financing them now."
So what? You know what I'm saying? But because like Kyrie said, where was you at when we was talking about that anti-black stuff? And they went right back to the anti-Semitic. But I would have went right back to the anti-black. You know what I'm saying? Because they are the most anti-Semitic. Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows that.
Oh yeah.
And that's one last question. Why everybody knows they lying and stuff, you know what I'm saying? We know who's in charge of most industries. We know who got the banks and all that stuff. Most people already know that. Why the hell are they still lying about it?
Because here's what it's all about. In the past, you had identifiable enemies and rulers, whether they were religious guys or just, Vlad the Impaler, whoever the hell it is, to say, they look at me, I'm the one in charge. So then when your lives aren't going well, or you don't like the way things are going down, you could say, let's get him. Let's get them. But see, they're smart, they play the back, and they put out presidents, politicians, entertainers, and if they do something where they got to kill, they try to pin it on somebody else and come out with their own conspiracy theorists to tell you who did this, who did that. Look everywhere else, but don't look at them. Then they got the other agents who come out and say, it's the Jesuits, man. And then when you tell them, no, it's not the Jesuits, it's the Jesuits. Then they say, nah, you're wrong. The Jesuits, they got it all. They run everything. I said, well, they don't run the banks, man. So it can't be them. That's why they do it. They want you to think it's everybody else is the white man. When you tell them it's the small hat white man, then you got coon agents out here tell you, nah, man, white is white. Nah, white ain't white. If white was white, they wouldn't have been going to war with each other for the last 2,000 or 3,000 years.
Yeah, but they do go to war with each other, but they will stop shooting at each other to be like, yo, let's shoot at his black ass though.
Yeah, more recently, but not. I say not before last 700 years. They didn't do that.
Yeah, maybe not. Nah, not the last 700 years. We talk about the last 600 years sample is pretty good for me though. You know what I'm saying? That's enough for me to be like. So let me ask you this. You know what I'm saying? Like how the shysters do around the world. Would you say that black people should do that to protect themselves? Like globally, like black people should be like working together the same way shysters do, like on some like pan black stuff.
Well, I know what you're trying to get at with that, but I'll say this. You look at the East Indians and the different Mongol Asians, and even to a smaller degree, Muslims. You have to do that because they're the most successful at it by sticking together and working with each other first. And then working with similar peoples after that. And then you got to work with the power structure, which is the small hats. That's how East Indians get into what they get into in the tech industry, designing CPUs and GPUs and software. I mean, that's the other thing. Since they are doing that and targeting that sector, they are actually being empowered for the future because now they know how to engineer and get paid. We don't know how to get paid unless it's dealing drugs or doing sports and entertainment in general, that is. In engineering, shit, I mean, we're not into that. And East Indians and Asians, they make sure that they do it like the small hats, the engineering field. They make sure they only hire their people.
Okay. So let me ask you this, right? Would you hire African over a white American? A black African, a black person from Africa over a white person from America?
Probably not.
Damn. So you wouldn't even be like the shysters then, the people who in charge. You wouldn't even be like them.
Well, no, actually, I would be because I would hire some white people out front to make it look like it's a white business.
Yeah, but then you would put your own, like the shysters put other shysters in a position to be successful though.
Right. Yes. So
globally.
So your own are the internal parts running the show. Then you got white faces out on the outside to make it look like it's a white business.
Hold on, you said they would use first their own people, right? And then they would use people that look like them, you know what I'm saying? Meaning other white people, you know what I'm saying? And then they would have to go to the small hats, you know what I'm saying? So you would use like black people in America, right? And then black people globally, and then work with the power structure, right? It's not that hard.
When you say black people globally, black people who got their shit together.
I mean, yeah, that's the only people that's going to do the work, though, because it's not all black people in America that got it together either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but see, East Indians, from my experience dealing with these people, number one, and Asians too. Number one, they don't talk. They don't open their mouths and tell you their secrets.
I ain't say East Indians.
No, but I'm saying when you talk to them, they don't tell you their secrets. They act like they don't understand English, or they just don't talk to you because they don't want to tell you nothing. You can't. It's hard to pick their brains. That's how they're successful. Even when they talk to the white man tries to talk to them, and they don't say too much. I keep wondering, how do they get these fucking jobs? Because when I was in college with them, these motherfuckers didn't speak. I'm like, what's going on here? I just don't get it. But I know that's the other thing. They go to college, medical field, now they're getting into law.
So you're saying you would do the same thing with like Nigerians, like as a black American, I would do like how they do with them. They don't say, I don't talk to the Nigerians too much, but they in the medical field and all that stuff. So I would hire them first. That what you're saying?
Oh no, I definitely wouldn't hire them first because they're not trying to hire us.
I mean, yeah, that's the problem with black people. That's why we last globally. I agree with you that we don't do that. Like, we don't hire them, they don't hire us. Like, we hate each other. Like, we don't even hire each other. Like, I be trying to look for help in America, and black people want to argue with me about that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I agree with you. We last because we don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
I went to a Nigerian dentist. Who does she have out front? Hispanic, white. She had Hispanic out front. One black female who could have been Caribbean, and the hygienist, she had white hygienists, and everybody behind the scenes, they were white. So, I mean, what's that saying? And then when I come in there, she started talking that street talk to me. I'm like, man, what is this, man? I'm a customer, man. I ain't here to talk the streets.
Nah, it said she was cooning, but it's a lot of coons. That's what I'm trying to get at, though. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about the coons, though. You know what I'm saying?
Ask him if he worked for Nigerians. Shit, they ain't hiring. When I was in college, I tell you, the Nigerian professors, man, goddamn, they just look so mean, mugging us like crazy. Looking at all the black students, like, what you people doing here? No smile.
So don't you think that's why black people aren't in a position where the shysters are, though?
You know what? Yeah. But see, it depends on what you mean. See, with you, anybody who's African is black.
No, I said anybody who's black is black. Arabs are African. I may can consider Arabs, especially if you go by the one drop rule. You know what I'm saying? You call Arabs African. I don't consider them. I'm not with them.
And East Indians aren't black?
No, they're black East Indians, but I'm not with the white ones or the mixed ones. Or I'm not with the mixed East Indians. No, I'm not.
But if you're not with the mixed East Indians, then you can't be with most black people then.
Why is that?
Because we're the same type of thing mixed up with like the East Indians are. How do you think you get from jet black to almost white?
So you're saying black people in America are a mixed group of people like Arabs and Mexicans and East Indians?
No. More like East Indians.
More like East Indians?
Yeah, that's why you got all the different colors.
All the different colors?
Yeah, in India.
Oh, okay. No, they're mixed people. I'm saying there are black people in East India, and there are mixed people, and there are white people.
There are black people, or they range, and mixed people ranging from jet black all the way up to damn near white.
Nah, if they damn near white, they gotta be mixed.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
if a damn near white person in America, they're gotta be mixed. I don't include biracial and black though.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, there are people who look biracial, but they're not. Oh, we got black Americans that look like the East Indian.
I mean, well, yeah, if they're black though, like I don't know if they look East Indian. I don't know. I would have to see. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they probably are.
They could be like that singer Lloyd.
Yeah. Nah, he looked like a black dude. He looked like he got like his grandma or something. You know what I'm saying? He might. It depends. I say I'll give y'all a pass. You know what I'm saying? 3.5. You know what I'm saying? So you can have 3.5 black grandparents.
But that's the thing, though. Before you try to unite by race, you got to establish what black is. That's why I ask those questions a lot. What is black?
What is black?
You have to define that, because if you can't, then you can't really work with nothing.
But you can define it though.
No, but the people who are trying to go off of black unity, you got to define that, or black business.
So if you see a white person in the street, you think they black. If you see a white looking person in the street, you be like, oh, I don't know if they're black.
Well, if I see what I've been seeing lately are some jet black African style women with some white dudes, how do I take them?
African style women? What you mean? Like they're black women?
They're very dark with white dudes.
Oh,
rich white dudes, by the way.
Well, they're probably cooning, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, can I expect them to be down with me?
Oh no, that don't mean they're sellouts. So I'm saying, like, but if they were like Latino, they wouldn't be coons, though. You know what I'm saying?
Why not?
Like, well, since they're black, they're coons. You know what I mean?
No, they would be cooning if they're so-called Latino.
If they're a black Latino, they would be cooning. But if they're like a Mexican, that's not cooning. It might be cooning for them. I don't care about their cooning though. You know,
It's just gonna be cooning for all of them.
It may be, but I don't care about their cooning. I'm saying for us, no, I don't care if a Mexican chick mess with a white dude. But you know how I know that you know what black is?
How's that?
Because you said that white girl had black features. How would you know if she had black features if you don't know what black is?
Now back to that. No, I said African features. That's what I said.
You said black features.
No, I said African.
So she had Arab features?
Actually, some Arabs do have those features.
She had Boer features?
Yeah.
And so Boers are white.
What do you call that girl white, right?
Yeah, so she did have white features there. So she is a white girl.
They have white characteristics.
Okay, so you wasn't saying she was black.
By African features. Yeah, I was. That's what I was saying back then. I wasn't saying she was black. I'm saying, but she did have some African features.
And by Africa, you mean Europeans that moved to Africa?
Nah, that's why I compared it to the other lady that was on the screen, who had your so-called European features.
Oh, you was talking about the black lady?
Nah, the white lady, the blonde one.
Oh, the blonde. She ain't have no black features.
No, no, that's why I compared the other one to her.
She ain't have no black features either.
So you can see the difference between the two of them.
I don't know. Don't dramatic and Anglo-Saxon have different features? And don't shysters have different features?
Germanics, they all have similar features to each other, but you can tell the differences by a lot of their eye colors.
Okay, so
Anglos got the murky blue eyes, and a lot of the Dutch got the crystal blue eyes.
Man, you going a long way to jump out of that. You was trying to call that girl black.
Yeah, but I thought we resolved that. I don't want to go back into that though.
I know. I ain't going back into that. I'm just saying because you was like you don't know what black is, but you could say that this person has black features. So you obviously.
But again, it's the Pan Africans and stuff. They don't know what all this Africa stuff is and what black is, because when I go on these shows, I ask these people. I find out that I'm schooling them more than they are able to school me on Africa.
I mean, you may be,
and that's sad.
But you may school me on a lot of Africa. But I mean, we still know what a black person is, though. Like,
actually, we don't.
So you telling me if you on the street, right, and a dude's riding past in the car, you wouldn't know, like, yo, he has, a fro and he has whatever, listening to whatever. You wouldn't know if he's a black dude.
Let me ask you this. If that same black dude you got in your mind rolled past you, he had on a baseball hat and some glasses, right?
Yeah.
He still be the same black dude, right?
Yeah, you would know he's black. Yeah.
Okay, now what if the man stopped the car, got out the car, and his head was itching, so he took his hat off. Then he had straight hair, and he was East Indian. Now is he still black?
If he had, but no, he wouldn't look like the person I'm picturing though.
No, but see,
he took his hat off and had straight hair.
Yeah, but he'd be the same guy though.
No, because he would most likely not have that because I know what a black dude looks like. He wouldn't just have,
that's why I asked you that way.
But a black guy wouldn't have straight hair that just falls down. You know what I'm saying? And
that's why I said he had a hat on, and you didn't see him in the car with it.
Yeah, but he wouldn't look like a black guy. He would probably look like an East Indian.
No, I told you.
So hold on, you telling me if you telling me you wouldn't know what the dude, like them people that got the dot on their head, you wouldn't know what they look like if you seen them?
Let me ask you this question: have you ever seen an East Indian dressed in hood street clothes?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
I've only seen one in college, and he had his hair cut short. He was extremely dark.
Mm-hmm.
And that guy, he couldn't help but to start bragging about his uncle's gas stations. And, I said, oh, man, that's cool. I hear you black. I said that to be funny and to gauge his reaction. My man kind of looked like he was a little taken aback by it, and almost saddened by it, but I didn't give a damn because I said, I got to see where they stand. After a while, we were being cool, then we kind of drifted apart. So, but the point is, these guys don't really wear the urban street clothes because they don't want to be mistaken for us.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. But the dude I knew, he was from New York, and he tried to talk black. You know how there's some people that try to hit that black culture. You know what I'm saying? I seen Indian looking people do that. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, he wasn't Trini or Jamaican or something.
No, he was one of them kind of people. You know what I'm saying? Like BB kind of. You know what I'm saying? But he tried to. It was not a lot of them. I'm not saying that a whole lot of them do that, because yeah, they do try to distance themselves from us. That's another way that you know. But you could tell them when you see them, though. That's all I'm
But
saying.
see, that's the thing, though. They all don't have the same features, though, or the same skin tone. And if they're
Right.
not wearing Indian style gear, or you don't hear the accent, you might mistake them for something else. Like you might mistake a Trini or a Jamaican for an East Indian and not realize that they're Jamaican, even though they're still East Indian in origin. But
Well, I would say this. Maybe I have in real life and not known it. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, all I've seen, like all the East Indians people that I've seen in Virginia, it's mostly like, they, because it's like you say, they don't do that kind of try to look black stuff. You know what I'm saying? But like, so maybe I have, but I really don't think so. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could tell a black person when you see a damn black person walking down the street. Like,
But see, then you look at the opposite. You see some, not all, but some Africans would try to dress with the urban style to try to fit in, but they can't fit in because they clearly look African.
I would say, yeah, you know what I'm saying, but they would look because but I've also seen African people that I would have never guessed that they would like be like, yo, I'm African, you know what I'm saying, and my people is from this and that, you know what I'm saying. So I don't know, but go ahead.
That's what I'm saying. We just got to define black. Pan Africans got to define black. That's why when I used to ask them what black is, and then they would get frustrated because they think I'm bullshitting, but really they just couldn't answer the question.
But you know what black is, though. You know a black man when you walking down the street, bro.
No, but you got to define that.
Huh?
You got to define what that is.
Define what it is. I mean,
because
black people.
I just laid down something for you to let you know that black could be the East Indian.
Well, they're mixed though. What I'm saying is like, yo, it's like white people, it's like Chinese people or Asian people, and it's like black people, and then there's mixed people. You know what I'm saying? Like you can just like you could tell a damn Mexican when you see a Mexican. You know what a Mexican is. You know what I'm saying? Like, can you define a Mexican? But you know a damn Mexican when you see it.
Well, they got a whole bunch of different looks too. But I guess in general, you're talking about the darker mongoloid looking types.
Yeah, you know who the Mexicans are, you know what I'm saying? But they also got lighter skinned Mexicans,
Yep, and then they got some without the Mongol eyes.
Yeah.
And then just they got some with curly hair too.
Just like you could look at a black person who may not have the same features or whatever, but you know that person is black, you know what I'm saying?
But see, then now you get into the territory. How do you know that person's not an East Indian or halfway? See?
You could tell by the dot on their forehead. How about that?
Okay, what if they didn't put the dot on that day?
They can't take that dot off. They'll go to hell if they take it off. But no, you could tell. I could tell a person is East Indian, like, and then like, and even then, like, a lot of them got like the black eye kind of thing. You know what I'm saying going on.
But yeah, like, some of them do. I wouldn't mess with those kind of women. I hate those raccoon-eyed ones.
Now we're getting somewhere else. I don't even want to take. I don't even want to take.
And then when you look at it like this, I got another one for you. You got Africans that could be here. You probably wouldn't even think that they were African because you're probably thinking that they're East Indian first.
Like who?
Some Sudanese, Ethiopians. I ain't gonna say Somali because they got their look, but
I would say the thing that would get me off is like, the mix between the Arabs. That's what I was trying to tell you, you know what I'm saying? Maybe not the Somalis, but the Arab mix, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't consider Arabs mixed, you know what I'm saying? That's the harder one than East Indians, you know what I'm saying? You could tell a black person and a non-black person and a mixed person, you know what I'm saying? But with Somalians, it's hard to tell the mix between Arabs because I don't consider Arabs black. You know what I'm saying?
Believe me, they are. And they're Arabs of all types. Afro hair to the straight, shiny type hair. And those are the kind of Africans that you might see every day, but you don't realize that they're African. You're probably thinking that they're East Indian. And then you probably won't deal with them because you're like, all these East Indians ain't about to deal with me, so I ain't gonna deal with them. But if you found out that they were African, then you probably try to deal with them.
Well, I would say this, you know what I'm saying? When I say Arab, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking of the dudes that I go in the store and I see, you could tell, you know what I'm saying, with the turban on their head, you know what I'm saying? I'm never even if you put a ball cap on their head, I'm not gonna convince them. Cause I seen a lot of them try to dress black too, but you could tell they're damn Arabs, you know what I'm saying? And I get what you're saying, like, you know, Arab is like, you know, black, but I consider them mixed, you know what I'm saying? Like, me personally, I don't know about the history and
Well,
all
yeah, I
of
can
that.
go with mixed, but those are the fake ones though, because like I said, I seen some that look Puerto Rican, and you think that they were Puerto Rican. It's just that their hair is straighter and shinier. Then when they start talking, then you're like, yeah, they ain't no Puerto Rican.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, and I could tell, like even Puerto Ricans, there are black Puerto Ricans, but mostly Puerto Ricans are mixed. You know what I'm saying? They're light skinned. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When we think of Puerto Ricans, but they're mixed. They're not necessarily black. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they could be. Like I said, what's the difference between a Puerto Rican and a light skinned black person?
Well, likely that one of their parents is like Spanish. You know what I'm saying? Like, look,
Nah.
that like when the light skinned black person, you know what I'm saying? Look, like one of their great grandparents could have been like light skinned, and then they happen to be. I've seen people with two dark skinned with parents, and you know what I'm saying, one of their grandparents or great grandparents was like white or light skinned, and then they get light skinned. You know what I'm saying?
I seen two light skinned people with had a kid, and one of the kids came out brown skin.
Mm-hmm.
So
But
yeah, I don't know if that was what they were intended to happen, but it happened.
yeah, but I don't think all black people are just like jet black. You know what I'm saying? Either, you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, that's true. But see, then that's the thing. That's why I always ask the other question: what does an African look like?
What does an African? I would say what a black person look like.
But see, that's why you just said all black people aren't jet black. So that's why I asked, what does an African
Mm-hmm.
look like? And then
Yeah,
you got some people talking about I got the Koi sand look, and I'm like, hold up, because that's what Afro think tank. I heard him saying something like that. I took the DNA test. I got Cameroonian and Nigerian, and I probably looked the way I look because of the Khoisan look. I'm like, nah, that don't compute. That don't compute, man.
yeah, I can't speak about that brother. You know what I'm saying? Afro think tank. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know. But as far as that goes, you know what I'm saying? Like I would be real. You know what I'm saying? Like even with your boy, you know what I'm saying? Like he's mixed, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like I don't really give a pass to people like when they mix, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's mixed with other stuff, you know what I'm saying? Including like when I say Arab, you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about Taliban kind of Arab, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but see, when you want to get to that's why I always bring up the Ethiopians. When you want to talk about anti-Semitism or Arabs, you can't leave them out. And that's the thing. Keeping with the main topic, the small hats, they want to act like they're Semites, but their native languages are not even Semitic languages. They're like the equivalent, that Yiddish shit. That's the equivalent of Polish, German, and mixed in with a little bit of Hebrew words here and there. It's like when you hear the Nation of Islam speak, they speak that Southern Negro talk mixed in with a few Arabic words and shit. That's basically what Yiddish is, you know?
Yeah, you're right about that. You know what I'm saying? They and Arabs could be mad if they wonder about the anti-Semitic, you know what I'm saying? Because they dissing them too, you know what I'm saying? I just don't care about them, you know what I'm saying? That's all.
I heard a lady the other day say the Palestinians are the indigenous people to the areas. That's the ignorance of a lot of people. We say too much and we don't really know too much. Those Palestinians, they're not indigenous. Those are fucking Ottoman Turks. And most of it, I know it's hard for people to believe it, but most of those Ottoman Turks, most of the so-called Arabs today are Ottoman Turks. It's hard to believe, but all you got to do is do the research.
Yeah, go ahead, my bad.
No, I was just going to say, you look at the Ottoman Turks, they got pictures of them, paintings and pictures of them. And they haven't changed.
And they mixed people, right?
Shit, some of them straight up white. But yeah, they started off as Mongol Asians. That's why on my Facebook, I don't know if you're on there. There was I put a link to a MMA fight. There was a guy who was fighting a Mongol Asian. I think he was from Uzbekistan, I think. And my man had the Turkic name, not no Ho Chi Minh, nothing like that. It was that that Turkic name, because that's what the Mongol Asians are. That's what the Turks are, Mongol Asians. That's what they originally started off. Then they got mixed with white.
Okay, so you do know what white is.
Oh yeah, that's you can't. There's no mistake in that.
But you don't know what black is.
No.
Wow, that's incredible.
Well, I mean, I'm waiting for somebody to tell me what black is, and then maybe I can get a better understanding.
Wait, hold on. So how do you know what white is? Isn't white like a bunch of the same issues that go on with black?
Let me tell you why I know what white is. And I learned some of this from white supremacists too, believe it or not. White originally only came in red hair or yellow hair, blue eyes, white skin, or spotted skin, because they're mutant albinos. That was it. Nothing else. Anything else is mixed. And case in point, I was watching a show the other day on Pompeii. I don't know if you heard of it when they discovered the shops in Pompeii recently over the last few years.
What a volcano or whatever went off at.
Yeah, they showed the shops where they were selling food, and that was interesting to see. So you could see a ancient shop 2,000 years ago, and see how they did. I was wondering how they clean the cooking things out, if it's made out of stone and it's set in place. But back then they probably didn't care too much about all that. But the point is, if you look at the Roman, the original Latins, and actually the original white Greeks, notice how I said the original white Greeks, not the original Greeks, you might think that they look like Jimmy Garoppolo, but they didn't. The original Latins were red hair, blue-eyed, white people. And in fact, they still, when they were interviewing some of those Italians, it shocked the hell out of me that a couple of those archaeologists look just like those red hair, blue-eyed Latins that was painted in Pompeii. Even though I'm gonna tell you something else, they had a lot of black people there too, because Italy was originally black. And you see that in the paintings in Pompeii. You see that in the statues, because you see the hair. And then the mixing is what creates the modern day Italian, like the John Gotti's.
He definitely ain't black. I can tell you that.
Damn sure ain't white either.
I don't care. But no, it's the one draw rule. He's definitely white, so it's the one draw rule.
But facial features wise, he's not a white man though.
I don't know.
And Jimmy Garoppolo, that ain't no goddamn tan from the sun.
So pretty much, what I'm saying, what so let me ask you this, is like the shysters that we talking about, are they white?
Some of them are, but
they don't have blonde hair.
Actually, they do. They got red hair, blonde hair, blue eyes, and some of them got curly, kinky red hair, kinky blonde hair.
Not Adam Silver.
Shit, he looks kind of black. A lot of them look kind of black.
Adam Silver black?
Matter of fact, I was in a Jewish hood one time at a restaurant. I saw a Jew with straight up kinky hair and a beard. I couldn't help. I had to keep looking.
I saw a white dude, like, were you talking about with like one of those froze kind of like looking like things?
Nah, I mean, it was kinky, not curly, but kinky.
Okay. I
said, damn, he was Jewish.
But you could tell he wasn't black?
Well, yeah, I mean, outside of the hair, he looked basically like a white guy.
So you can't tell what a black dude looked like?
I can.
You say you can?
No, I mean, technically, if you wanted to be funny, you could have classified that guy as a black guy.
Wow.
Because of the hair.
Oh man, not the melanated skin included,
I hate that melanated term, man. Because then
or dark skin. Then how about that? Dark skin.
but people still use that shit. That's why I always brought up the East Indian shit, because people start using that melanated shit.
Well, that's a claim of indigenous. They were like the people in indigenous America was melanated.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can't act like East Indians are not melanated. They're damn sure melanated.
Oh, so it wasn't black people; it was East Indians that was here in America.
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, so it's black people.
Yeah.
So you know what melanated means then?
Yeah, to have a visible melanin to the eye.
Yeah, that's a part of being black, along with the other features. You know what I'm saying?
It's also part of being mulatto too.
I don't know about that, because the mulatto but mulatto is closer than you know what I'm saying, others though. You know what I'm saying, because they're half black. You know what I'm saying? I'm not denying that they're half black. I'm just saying that they also are another race.
But not the original mulattoes though.
The original mulattoes?
Yeah, when you deal with a straight up black Sudanese style African and a white parent, that mulatto comes out dark brown.
Like a Mexican or something?
I'm about to fuck your mind up with this answer. Like an ancient Egyptian.
Oh man, so the ancient Egyptians were black?
I'm just saying.
So the ancient Egyptians were mulattoes?
I'm saying you got the original black skin types. Then you got some with that reddish brown skin, and that comes from mixing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know enough to argue with you on this. You know what I'm saying?
And you see the same phenomena in East Africa and in India. So that's why if you want to crack the code, you got to look at outside of Africa.
I mean, you can still tell outside of Africa and Africa who's black though.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. That's why I mentioned India.
Yeah. But all I'm saying is the black people, excluding the East Indians, except for the black ones, you know what I'm saying? The people who look black and who are black, you know what I'm saying? Not just look black.
You got to define that look.
I mean, if we put I'm not gonna pull up pictures because we gotta go. But I'm saying if I pull up a picture of a black person in East India, we will know, and a mixed person we will know, and a white person we will know. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, you got to be able to define. It's just like math. You know, if I tell I ask you what's the dimensions of the speaker that you're looking at, you just can't say, well, I'm looking at it right now, and once you see it, you'll know. You can't tell me that. You got to tell me what it is.
Well, I'll just be like, let's play it, and then you'll hear it for yourself, and then you'll know. How about that?
But it won't be that. I can hear it, but it may not be that speaker, though.
Yeah, but you experience the whole experience. You already know. But you know it, because if you know what black features are, then you know what black is. You know what I'm saying?
But see, I know what a particular black feature is, and then I know what another is, but I don't know what the only one is.
So you know of all the black features, but you just can't put it together in one. You know what I'm saying? So I got you. See, but that's why I don't believe you on that, because you know features more than me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But man, we got to get up out of here, because I was supposed to stop at 12 o'clock for real.
Yeah, I hear you. 12:41.
Yeah. So, but yeah, go ahead. Take your time, and any last words. It's about the shysters too. You know what I'm saying? This is about the shysters.
I basically said all that. You're in Virginia, right?
Yeah.
So let me ask you this question. This is a simple question. This is totally unrelated. I just want your opinion. Now, I talked to a white lady from Virginia years ago. She told me something, and I'm not telling you the topic on purpose, but is Maryland in the South?
No, Maryland in the North.
Okay, thank you. That's all I want to know.
But it's DMV. I know what you're trying to say. It was DMV. I know what you're trying to say, but it's in the North. Maryland, Baltimore, all that, and DC is in the north too. Virginia.
You know why I say that? Because that Mouthy Megan, she keeps saying that I'm in the South, here in the South. I'm like, is this lady really from Maryland? Because nobody I know in Maryland, my family lives in Maryland. They never say that's the South. I never heard nobody say I'm in the South.
Yeah, it's thought Virginia is the top of the South.
And that's what I said, because that's what a white lady told me when I had a job taking calls. A white lady came from Virginia. She sounded like she was from the South. And then I said, man, oh, you're from Virginia, huh? I said, this is the first time I heard somebody with a Southern accent. Now, when I went to Virginia, I didn't hear a Southern accent until I got into Fredericksburg. And once I heard that, I said, oh, now this is the South now.
Yeah, Fredericksburg, some other stuff though. That's like some hills have like anything outside of like past Charlottesville is like you don't want to go there. This hills have eyes out there, you know.
Yeah, it was crazy, but it's still kind of weird though to hear because obviously Northern Virginia. That's what the lady was saying to me, the white lady. She's like, see, the people in the north of Virginia, they sound like you guys. But
yeah,
the rest of Virginia, they sound like me. And that's the real South. The South starts in Virginia.
Yeah, that's true. The people in the Northern Virginia, they try to act like they from like DC. You know what I'm saying? Like they got like they act like they from DC. And I don't think we country here, but people from New York would call us country. You know what I'm saying? They act like we in the boondocks, but we in the city. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I didn't think it was country.
Yeah, I had so many. The last girl I talked to from Virginia was like, man, it's like because it was a possum outside, and she was like, yo, you don't see no goddamn possum. This country out here is a possum right there. You know what I'm saying?
I seen possums up here, man. I remember when I first saw one, I was like, I didn't know what. I thought it was a retarded animal. That's what I thought it was. That's what they look like.
Yeah. But I feel what she's saying. She don't go by the white man's construct. You know what I'm saying? So. You know what I'm saying? DMV, you can if you exclude the white man, you can call it the South. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with her on that one. You know.
And this is what she also said to me that had me thinking. And this is how I got to define the South. Now this is a white lady talking. She said the South were the Confederate States. She said that's why Kentucky is not the South, even though they sound country as hell.
Nah, I go by the.
And West Virginia is not the South, even though it used to be a part of Virginia.
They go by the Mason-Dixon line for real. You know what I'm saying?
But see, that's where some of these Maryland people talk. That's what that Mouthy Megan was saying. Because now, if you talk about Mason-Dixon line, now Maryland becomes the South.
Nah, it's through Maryland, but Maryland is not the South. You know what I'm saying? If you go to Maryland, you'll know.
Actually, the Mason-Dixon line actually starts at Maryland in Delaware.
In Delaware? I don't know. Oh, okay, it might go, but that's what they go by. But I don't. So I mean, she might be right, but I don't call it the South. I call it the North. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I call it too. I mean, that's what the hell it is. Mid-Atlantic. Even in Virginia, I saw advertisements for Mid-Atlantic.
Yeah. You know, we try to ride with that DMV stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And now up here, people like to call New York Mid-Atlantic, but that's not what we call ourselves. And that's not with the weather. When they do the weather, when they say Mid-Atlantic, they always point towards southern New Jersey on down. It's weird, though. It's just weird. But Mouthy Megan needs to understand. I don't know. She claims to be from Maryland, but I just never heard nobody say this is down south. Never heard that.
Yeah, I never heard that either. I wouldn't say that's down south either. I would say Virginia is the South. You know what I'm saying? But even like because Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, all that's country to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And Virginia used to be the capital of the Confederacy, so yeah, I mean it has to be the South.
Yeah, I don't the city I'm in was the capital of the Confederacy. You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing though, and that's the only thing though. But like New York, like y'all have this kind of like false arrogance. You know what I'm saying? Where y'all think that y'all run everything. You know what I'm saying? But,
you know what it is? Because it's the top city. That's why top city overall.
That's what y'all say, but
you gotta understand, man. New York is so big. Los Angeles, Chicago, and Houston. New York is about as big as those cities combined. And that's like when you're in another country and you got a little arrogance about being from the United States. That's just, that's how it is.
Nah, y'all just have this arrogance that y'all think that New York is like bigger than what it is. I'm like, I try to tell my friend like Dipset is a New York thing, not a global thing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all think y'all stuff is global. It's just New York. It's really nowhere else. You know what I'm
But
saying?
when people come here, they see the skyline. They're like, God damn. Matter of fact, I was driving over the Kosciuszko Bridge today, and tourists all around on the bridge stopping and gazing at the skyline. I said, I know it's amazing, but goddamn, keep your eyes on the road. I mean, damn, getting into accidents and shit. But yeah, I mean, again, people in LA on that side of the country, they think they're big shit too, because that's the biggest city out there. So, it's just the way it goes.
Yeah, but you also know where the first state was, right? Where all of this stuff started from, right?
Well, according to Delaware, they say they're the first state.
Nah, that's the Pilgrims. That ain't the first state.
Oh,
That's not America.
Oh, that's what they say. They said Delaware, the first state.
Nah, that's not America. They're the first state to legalize slavery children. You know what I'm saying? But no, they're not the first state.
It's like Texas too. I went to Texas. They think they hot shit. They're always like they're the best.
And you know what's funny? Texas tried to be a part of America, but America denied them like 5 times. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but Virginia is definitely the first state. You know what I'm saying, of America. I apologize for that, but also you come from me, so.
No, I hear you, because I was watching a documentary years ago, because they always because it was about something where they say when they talk about the history of the United States, they always want to start it off in Boston, and they say no, it wasn't Boston, it was Virginia.
Yeah, but you know why they say that though? Because the 13 colonies started in Virginia, and the 13 colonies became America. And the Pilgrims that came later or whatever, you know what I'm saying, they was different. They was actually like the criminal rejects or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And they was the Bible thumpers that was doing some crazy, you know what I'm saying, psychotic kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? But they say Virginia was the first state because of the 13 colonies, but it was people here way before in Virginia, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this shit's crazy. But Mouthy Megan, she gotta stop that. Maryland is the South stuff.
Yeah, did you call her a white girl?
Nah. Oh, no. The white lady, that was somebody I was talking to when I had this job, taking phone calls, and I engaged with her because sometimes you get bored on the job and shit. So you're like, let me ask these people some questions, and she answered,
Yeah, don't listen to white people. They are crazy as here. You know what I'm saying? Like if you go outside of a major city, it's like cornfields and hills have odd stuff everywhere. I'm trying to tell you. It's Trump signs in every few feet, you know what I'm saying? That's what you got to look forward to in Virginia. Besides, like, you know how they be like Charlottesville was the city where they had the eruption, but you don't want to stop until you get to the city like Charlottesville, you know what I'm saying? Unless you strapped up,
But see, a lot of people don't realize that South Jersey, that shit is country as hell. You look like the roads are so damn long, you look like you're in the Carolinas. I ain't telling you no lie.
Damn. Yeah, I never been to New Jersey.
Yeah, South Jersey, man, that shit look. When I first started going to, because I take the back roads and I'm going to Maryland, so I hit South Jersey that way. And you see that, you're like, God damn. Country is how you see farms and shit, pickup trucks, all types of shit.
Yeah. Yo, that's how most of the country is. Like where I'm from, like where my family is from, my grandma moved from Emporia, Virginia. It's still cotton growing out there right now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, the only time I saw a cotton field was when I went to North Carolina. Yeah. I was like, damn. I said, that shit is real.
Yo, that shit is real. Like when I used to hate going to my grandma's house because it's like houses is like a mile apart from each other. It's cotton fields in between. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to hate that. And then when it get dark, it's dark as hell. You can't see in front of your face,
And no basements either, I noticed.
Nope. And they actually have to kill their own pigs and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And get water out the well,
And I saw this guy was collecting pecans from the trees. I was like, damn, that shit is wild. And it's really wild though, because it's like a movie. You walk in the house and shit, and the floors creak. I could never understand that shit in movies until I saw that house, and I said, oh, they built it themselves and it's on a platform. Now I see.
Yep. Yo, them houses is real. Them and they be scary as hell too. I'm not gonna lie. Like you don't want to be out if you a little kid, you don't want to be out there by yourself. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm like, damn, now I see where the snakes come from now. Shit.
Yep. But yo, man, we got to get out of here, yo. So go
Yeah.
ahead, give your closing statement.
I let that stand as it is. That's what it was.
Yeah, so I appreciate you for coming on here, Hardcore. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you got to give a last word to the shysters. The Holocaust was not real, right?
Definitely wasn't real, and I have debated some, and I'll debate again at any time, any place, and I always win. You know why? Because number one, I know their routine. I know when they're gonna cry on contact, and I know how to shut them down. I have debated small hats over this and some other events in World War II, and all they do is cry, and then they back down. Once they back down, I know I got them. I'm done.
Yeah, yo, and yo, I pissed one of them off that came on God's show. Like he, you tell them that Hitler was a Jew. You know what I'm saying? They run the banks. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff. They get real pissed off. You know what I'm saying? But we all know
a lot of that's fake. That's fake anger.
I know, but it's fun to troll them. You know what I'm saying? Because they, they try to do that to control the narrative. But you know what I'm saying? They the most anti-Semitic. So
Yeah.
But yeah, I appreciate you for coming on. Dwayne was like, yeah, that's so true. You know what I'm saying? The Spanish was already here, 13 colonies. I appreciate all of y'all for watching. I appreciate you, Hardcore. I appreciate Ben Uko, even though you ain't say nothing, my brother. You probably fell asleep. And King Gay and King Gay Ross, Jermaine, everybody that came, Learning Curve, Raw. I appreciate you, MG2, Bobby. Yeah, I think all of y'all I appreciate all of y'all for coming, you know what I'm saying? Never bow down to the shysters, you know what I'm saying? It's over for they shysting, you know what I'm saying? I'm not watching the NBA no more. Hardcore not watching the NBA no more. He ain't watching football. We done with all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Right, Hardcore? Well, I guess he going, but
We'll see. We'll see.
All right, but yeah, man. So yeah, man. I hope Kyrie Irving don't do it. He might, but I still ain't watching the NBA no more. But thank all of y'all. And as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we're gonna keep falling for anything.